This is the ChampionClix podcast with your hosts.
Who is Ravage?
Ryan Ruckman.
Ravage.
Hand me that bottle cap.
Miles Kane.
Hand me that paperclip. Grab that twine. Gun wrapper.
Daniel Schwab.
We are
Best friends.
Asgard to mouth.
And Pete.
'Cause I'm just me.
Welcome back to the ChampionClix podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me as always are Miles, Dan, and Pete. Miles, how's your week going?
I got both my parents are going in for surgery on the same leg. They're divorced on the same day, so it's hilarious. My dad's not too happy about that, but I always remind him because I'm just that kind of son.
It's very generous of you. Dan, how's your week been going?
Week was good. I'm like a lot of hero clicks this week so far. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That was a lot more than I usually get in a month. So, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's so much going on right now. Pete, I know how your week's been. Do you want to share that with us?
My weekend was great. We played the monthly. Monday, I was not anticipating. I mean, I knew we were going to have some pretty good teams, but I was not anticipating what showed up Monday night, and was not prepared for that level of competition. I mean, I didn't have a bad team, but it did not do what I wanted it to do. So back to the drawing board for that. But now I'm just working a ton. I mean, that's really what it is. Just a giant week of work for me.
2 weeks, right?
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up, Redmond. Thanks for pouring salt right in that wound.
That's my specialty. Anytime. Saturday was the monthly game. Then Sunday was a Chase Booster event. Monday was the Chase Booster event. Then we have Ollie's 8th birthday on this Wednesday, and then just a bunch of stuff to get together before we go to ChampionClix in Orlando next weekend. So we are extremely busy. I don't think there's a ton in the news, though, so we can get right into the Bookwood Report.
Bookwood Report.
Hello, friends. It's time for the People's segment, the Bookwood Report. So Bookwood had an interesting week. I think I say that a lot. He got himself a Dr. Doom. And then he proceeded to go to the store and buy a brick of Trove where he pulled Dr. Doom. Then he got Iron Man Legacy, Prime Iron Man, Juggernaut, Ulysses, and the Ant-Man. And then finally, he got himself an Ultra Chase Collector. And then to round it all out, he did make a post this week and was liked by WizKids on the Book of Faces. I did not play him yesterday. I think at least two of you did. Do you guys want to go into that?
I did. I think the final count was like 85 to 90, and if I would have passed, then I think I would have lost at the end there. So I think we're even now for the Icy Regional. I just couldn't decide what I was going to do to try to not get destroyed by Juggernaut next turn. I did realize that I forgot to call Battle Fury on my emo mod, which would have stopped my whole team from being Hidari out. So that part hurt. And it was hard to come back from that. Who else got to play him?
I did, and I did not have a good time because I didn't understand the format because it was very niche, and then B was like, I built for something that was not what I thought it was going to be. So it was just, I still blame myself. Like I misplayed, but yeah, having to fight Yao and Juggernaut is quite the task at 400 points. So,
did you change your 300-point team, or did you play something pretty different?
Played something completely different because I thought it was A, silver, and B, I had to use 200 points of Trove. So I was like, okay, and that's what I did. But that was not the case of what was there on Monday night. So,
yeah, and it was theme, so it was a little challenging to play half with Collector's Trove and do theme.
Yeah. So I would have just like played 200 points of my modern team and then threw on 200 points of Trove after that. But that is He beat me. I didn't get any points. He got 300 because basically Juggernaut just walked up, and a bunch of my team didn't have reducers and just did damage. So the one time I don't bring the Trapper Barrel, and then I got yowed the next turn. So it was like, cool. I don't have a team.
I did nuke his Madam Web off the board right away, though. I will say that. Pete, you would have been proud.
Dan, I would have been proud of that. Dan, you're saying that he did earn the title of the local tryhard then?
I mean, he definitely if you want to say flex is the spending power, he definitely did that.
But I mean, when you have, pogs that can sell for up to $200, you're almost forced to try hard for those chase boosters.
I didn't see anything that I didn't expect. I mean, I expected to go in there and see some pretty good stuff. Those chase booster events are big.
I didn't come in with a common uncommon team. Like I had stuff. It just didn't
I
work
understood that. It was that me and misunderstanding the format itself of like air quotes silver. So.
Oh. All right. Well, this past week,
and I honestly don't have a problem with it. You guys are absolutely right. That's literally the first thing I said when somebody walked in there with me. Is in some ways these chase booster nights are almost worse than should be more meta than what a big event should be.
And
because you have a huge chance to pull something that is very expensive or very difficult to get. And I don't know if I part of me really likes that. Part of me is like, what are we complaining about? What am I complaining about? But part of me is like, man, that is a ridiculous Monday night.
Well, we got two chase boosters. We got Doom. We got the Ultra Chase Collector, and then we got the Pog that gives Team Player. Is that the flute?
Yeah, it's the Chameleon flute. Yep.
So I mean, that's like $500 worth of stuff right there.
Mm-hmm. And nothing would have changed my team. I just simply could barely hit an attack. And I say that a lot, but it was particularly ridiculous. And the amount of rollouts now with the telephone booth and stuff just completely changes my strategies a lot of times.
Yeah, it's very different right now, and it can be really frustrating. That the Dream Ruby on characters with shape change, that ruined my Sunday and Saturday actually.
That's why I had the guy that says I'm just gonna turn off your equipment. It's fine.
Oh yeah, I packed Battle Fury just to deal with that too.
I was like, I'm just gonna make sure you don't have equipment. That's fine. So.
All right, well, this past weekend, the final 4 Icy Regionals before the ChampionClix Open Main Event happened. So first we have the one in Columbus, Ohio at Heroes in Games. 8th place was Gabe Bishop with Air Superiority MK 5.0. So this was Prime Colonel Rhodes at 80 points. He added 4 drones and then the trick arrows on the Prime. And then the Black Panther Captain America, that's interesting to see, with Mjolnir, which he gets for free. So 55 points at Sidestep, 12 for 3, and then can Pulse Wave. We'll have to go back to that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the leadership thing might... I don't know. I have no idea how this team works, honestly.
So let's come back to that in a second. But it also has Valken and Red Wing from Black Panther with Bucky's arm. Perdegaton at 20 with the Avatar of Towerette on him. Gwenpool Pog, Karma Pog, and the Lucas PJ and Scott Pog. And Nifty Traffic Bro.
Perdegaton is Soldier. I was like, wait a second. How is this theme?
Oh, yeah. So, leadership. When Captain America uses leadership and succeeds this turn, when friendly characters use the Avengers team ability, they also modify their damage +1. So, yeah, 55-point leadership, that increases damage.
Yeah.
And more bystanders. I guess we're leaning into bystanders. And then I guess the Colonel James Rhodes stuff comes back with the Valken and Red Wing, too.
Was one of the things I'm guessing was you can bring him back, so...
He's got Perplex. Red Wing can use Perplex. Okay. This is the first team I've seen him on, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, it's interesting, but I just don't know what to
Miles,
make of it.
any reason that we're putting Mjolnir on Captain America, not a motorcycle?
Well, he didn't have 15 points. He had 0 points, and so Mjolnir's going to be given to Captain America for free. It's going to give him that giant reach. So now he's going to have a sidestep. So it's almost like a charge for 5, I guess. I do like the. I probably would have taken off Gwenpool. I don't really like the Gwenpool. I guess she does give you prob. So maybe the Karma. Karma, you're really not going to use her as much. So you get rid of her. You get the motorcycle onto Captain America because it's bike or no bike. It's always a bike. And
Karma's not bad though. She's an 11 precision strike, 6 range, 3 bolt mind control,
With precision strike.
and prob.
yeah, but I think saving Captain America, getting Captain America up, Karma isn't going to really be able to benefit from the Avengers for Captain America, like Gwenpool would.
Yeah.
So that's where I'd go with that. But I think that's exactly why they used Karma. Mjolnir brought, because they had no points left. I think that they probably just had Captain America sit back. But if they would have gave him the motorcycle, he would have been a really good attacker. Giving him running shot is, really huge because that's going to be, a 4 running shot with sidestep. So it's a 11 square reach, and he's going to be a 12 for 3.
Now he can be technically a 13 for 4 if he hits leadership. So there's that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he has a lot of perplex on the team too because you got double. At least one Red Wing, right?
No, you get 2 Red Wings. One with perplex. No.
Yeah.
Yes, one with perplex.
And then Captain America himself gets perplex
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
So you have double perplex there, and then Perdegaton. You're probably going to be playing him on the TK leadership, but even then, I almost feel like you want to use him as an attacker. I really don't think you need TK with this team.
I wonder if they're just trying to triple perplex up Rhodey's range, and then well, that doesn't matter, right? Because you just need.
It doesn't know. So you're gonna So what I would just look at this team, I would free TK a bystander. So I'd free TK one of the War Machine drones.
Yeah.
And that would be able to get them an extra 4 squares. So now they're getting up there for 12. So Rhodey's gonna be able to, attack through it full map with one action. So
I think it's honestly a really neat team. This event was 33 people, so making it top 8 with a prime that no one's really building around is pretty good.
Yeah.
What about 7th place?
7th place we have Manuel Ortega with Boom, looking for this. Another prime Rhodey with trick arrows and 4 War Machine drones. Unthemed. Major Logan with motorcycle. He's at full. I like to see that. That's how you do it. Evan with Tawaret, because it's if you're playing him at 40, you have to play him with that. Miles Morales, Perdegaton, and Timebreaker, and his sideline was Ares, Keaton, the Spider-Man that Miles Morales turns into, Tawaret, and Zeus.
Obviously, it did good taking 7th in a 33-person event, but I'm not seeing what's up with Logan.
So Logan, he's expecting people to either play Kevin's, Perdegatons, or Timebreakers.
I would say
And even
Perdegaton and
without
Timebreaker,
yeah. But even without that, Major Logan is a great attacker. Even without those, especially when you're playing him full.
Yeah, that's 90 points.
It is, but it's like I said. I think it's with Perdegaton and Timebreakers, especially out there. That's a really smart play, because you're 90% of the time you're gonna be playing Perdegaton, opposing, so you're gonna be able to have that. And then Flurry is free, but only to target a character with colossal and giant or robot keywords. Huge.
There's less Kong. I found in the games I've played lately, it's usually the is it Swamp Thing or Man Thing.
Yeah, no, that's why it's also giants. Yeah, so you're gonna be able to deal with the plants like that. And so he's gonna be a 12 for 4.
Now Perdegaton, if you copy Spider-Man family, would be a 3 through 6. So you almost don't want to attack him.
Yeah, he'll be a 3 through 6.
If you miss him, he deals 1 penetrating back to you too on top of it. So yeah.
Yeah. So you'd assume that they're either playing Predegaton or Timebreaker. That just seems like a lot to go all into that with Major Logan.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll see the top 6 how many people have Kevin, Predegaton, and Timebreaker to see if it was worth it.
That's a good point. Let's go to 6th place.
6th is Alex Esquivel with Enough Time. We have Hadari Yao with the Universal Weapon, Prime Colossus with the Motorcycle, Death Metal Wonder Woman, Shuri, Timebreaker, and a Lucas PJ Scott. So pretty similar to stuff we've seen. Sideline is Ares, Keaton, Chthon, and Mimic. And then they did play the Barrel. So.
Oh, yeah, another thing you also have to look at, too, with that team with Major Logan, it's going to have a piece that everyone's going to have, and that's Mimic. So...
Count?
That's another... Because, I mean, right now everyone's playing Mimic, and so you can make sure...
Well, if Mimic comes out, you would have to get Mimic out, and then they would have to get Mimic out.
Yeah, he's not even playing Mimic. The first one was. But, yeah, that's another, piece, though, that I think that... on your sideline with Timebreaker, this team also had Timebreaker, but Mimic's gonna be something that can be played a lot.
Oh, well, he doesn't have Mimic. He doesn't have Mimic on his sideline, by the way.
No, he doesn't. No. That's I just saw that too. But that's another good thing because if you have Major Logan and the only shared figure is Mimic, your opponent's gonna be less likely to want to roll to bring Mimic out if they have their Mimic out. So that could be a really good way to. Stop your opponent from really bringing out Mimic if you have Major Logan or even double Major Logan.
So what?
Go ahead.
Do you think that part of the play though too is just instead of playing a 30-point Panther to get rid of Beetlejuice, is you just bring in Beetlejuice then if they do, and then now all of a sudden you go +1 and they go -1, so it's kind of an extra deterrent?
I think that's another good call too. Yeah, because he has time breakers. He has those 0-point pogs. That's very, very smart. And the cool thing too, with that 8th place team, I know we're going here. So I need to reread Falcon. I believe it's whenever they're KO'd. It's whenever they're KO'd. So that also includes the Beetlejuice. So you can try and KO your War Machine drone pogs, even though they're 5 points. You can KO them.
And possibly bring them back. It's instead of KO, or do you give up the points?
Yeah.
They would be KO'd, yeah.
Would be KO'd.
Yeah.
You may roll a D6. So, yeah, you don't get the points. So, yeah, that could be something that we could be seeing, is trying to see a soldier team with Major Logan.
Yeah, I don't mind that just being a deterrent, and now you're only playing 5 points instead of 30 points for the Chair Panther. And if you want to bring him in and make your single D6 rolls -1 and mine +1, if you lean into that, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's actually but it sucks because it's okay, so the deterrent for a 200 instead of playing a $200 figure is to play another $200 figure.
With what do you mean?
Major Logan goes for about 175 to 200.
Oh, yeah, he's dropped a little bit now, hasn't he? He's 125. I mean, he's still over $100, I think. But
I mean, it's something new.
And
this team is just a simple Colossus Hadari Yao build. I mean, I think it's been shown that
it's strong. Yeah.
It's the go-to if you're trying to figure out a strong team and you're really not up to par with team building, but you can pilot pretty good. You can pilot this team and you can get wins in a tournament, 100%.
Yeah, I think the big thing is the change to the equipment on Hadari and Colossus, or at least one of them, and then going with the Timebreaker and Lucas PJ Scott Pog instead of the Timebreaker Pog itself. Otherwise, it's pretty much the same.
And this is almost like, if you can even call it this, a budget version of that team, because you don't have the $100 for that bystander, and so now you have 25 points to play with. And so that's when you're going to get the motorcycle for an extra 10 points, and then PJ Scott for an extra for 5. So trying to see where the other 5 points is. I guess it's going to be the barrel. Yeah, it's the barrel.
Yep.
So.
All right, Pete. Number 5.
In 5th place, we have Biker Marvel, which is an unthemed team from Trent Morello. And we've got Captain Marvel from the Hellfire Club Gala. at 100 with the motorcycle at 15. Another one at 100 with the motorcycle at 15. And Kevin with Towerette. And on the side, he's got Power Gem, Fortify, Rivalry, Mimic, Reverse Flash, and Towerette. So this is a giant nightmare of a team to hit, is what this is.
This would be so frustrating to play against. He went 5-2.
Yeah, no, that's So he was 5-1, or I guess leading into that, his top 8 match.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny because I've always get shit on when I was saying how good I think she is.
Dan won his first monthly with her.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I sold him on her at 100 points. Her with the motorcycle is just insane because you get all those rollouts.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanted to shoot at her after a while.
And to see it played on Modern as just one of those annoying teams, and it's almost like even if you're going against a Major Logan, it's like who cares? Because you can negate it by one, whatever. I'm gonna have tokens, so that's okay.
Because what is her thing? So increase the results of single
token.
Yeah. So yeah, that's so frustrating. She's got double rollouts. You can't outwit her. You got a Kevin reroll on her.
She has triple rollouts if it's not penetrating, because she has impervious.
Oh god.
ESD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you're shooting at her, she's at least the 20. So as well.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy frustrating team to go against. Very cool though. All right, then in 4th place we have Azareth Strife with General Bloodstone. So this was unthemed Butterfly, Ulysses Bloodstone with the Crimson Gem, Kevin with the Avatar of Towerette, Legacy Panther with the Longsword, Elsa Bloodstone Prime with the Trick Arrows, Perdegaton, Legacy Daredevil at 10 points with the Bloodstone, another Legacy Daredevil with nothing, and then a 5-point Timebreaker. This seems like a very aggressive team, and I like it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going in with Major Logan and 2 Death Metal Wonder Womans, so you got to pick either no Death Metal Wonder Woman or Death Metal Wonder Woman for sure.
Yeah. No, the Longsword I'm guessing is just because it's 0 points.
Yeah.
And I guess it also helps him too. If they do base him, then
he's 11-3 top dial if he lives through that first hit.
So that's at least decent. Yeah, 0 points. I'm guessing maybe Elsa gives the other Daredevil a trick arrow, because that could be really cool. Ulysses with the Crimson Gem I love it. It's so great for him.
That's what I've been playing it on. Yeah, it plays just like it looks.
I feel like he doesn't even. Yeah, like the Bloodstones. Like this seems better, honestly.
Well, yeah, because he's so hard to kill unless they're pulse waving you.
Yeah.
It's just okay, and then Kevin's gonna be doing that reroll. He can bring in Major Logan to get +1 on those die rolls. I don't think that the +1 on his die rolls. No, yeah, because never mind, it does because it affects Blue Beetle. So that means that if he rolled a 2, it's technically a 3.
Yeah, it's because it's looking for a range, not a direct thing, not a direct result. So yeah, it works with him. It works with. Does he have senses? You get senses on Daredevils, Perdegaton.
And if they do bring Death Metal Wonder Woman in, then I'm assuming Ulysses is going to copy that, and so are the Daredevils.
And the Daredevils and Perdegaton, yeah. So they're possibly a 3 through 6 rollout with a reroll through Kevin.
No, just a 4 through 6 if you're bringing in Death Metal. So.
Oh yeah, because Major Logan wouldn't be on the board then. Yeah, that's still good though.
Well, if Major Logan and you might. Yeah, I think that's fine too, because you're probably going to copy and give him stealth.
Oh, wait, who? Ulysses?
Oh, Ulysses, yeah. Giving him
Ulysses, and then both Daredevils can have stealth too, and so can Perdegaton. Granted, I know it's useless against Merns, but whatever. That's okay.
I don't see a lot of Mern. We haven't come across Mern yet today. Even on sideline.
It's mainly it's out here, like Corey loves that piece.
All right, how about 3rd place?
3rd place, we have the exact same team with Jalen Major, but this one's named Ulysses the Goat. I'm not sure what a goat is because I'm not a farmer, but I guess Ulysses is the greatest of all time. This is actually a little bit different. It's Ulysses Bloodstone with Stormbreaker, Diana with Hell Cycle, Kevin with Taweret, Legacy Panther with Dream Ruby, Elsa Bloodstone with Trick Arrow, and Perdegaton. And then the sideline is Fortify, Pim Particles, Rivalry, Taweret, Chthon, and Ares with the Nifty.
So is he trying to probably Ares bomb with Diana? Does she have blades? Yeah, top.
Yeah, she does. But if you're doing that, you can't rivalry then, I guess. So there's that. Or I'm thinking he's trying to rivalry to then pull over Ulysses.
Well, you don't have to hit, so you can just Ares bomb.
Oh yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can just do that. That's right. Yep.
The Stormbreaker on Ulysses is interesting though.
That's disgusting.
The knockback is extremely good, and I think their Fortify for this team is going to get replaced by that web swinging one shot since Ulysses has leap climb.
Yeah, that makes him even better.
Yeah.
All right, then what about the top two?
So second place is Emilio Gutierrez with the Notebook. We have Dr. Doom at 75 with Trick Arrows, 048 Rider with Bucky's Arm, the White Tiger Prime with Avatar of Seth. We have Green Man with Khonshu, Madison with Crimson Gem, interesting. Daredevil with Bloodstone, the Legacy, and then a Weasel and a Timebreaker. I like White Tiger. She's great. I don't know about Seth. Poison Mystics doesn't... I don't know.
So it's giving her Mystics because, with the Bloodstone out there, it makes Amit useless. And so this way, if you want to get poison, whatever, but
oh yeah,
it gives White Tiger poison for free.
That's true. And with her taking a max of 2 damage, unless you drop the Tiger out there, is probably really annoying.
So I think Seth is actually a really good play for her because, she takes a max 2 damage if the Tiger's not out. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually pretty cool.
For
okay,
free?
I'll give you that. Yeah, no, I mean, it's great because she's deity, Herald, so she gets it for free. Yeah. And then sideline was Diabolical Bargain, Evil Entwinement, Occult Retribution. Oh, you get the 3 because you're playing Doom. Sorry, Ares, Keaton, the Release Day Blade, Chthon, Khonshu, and Seth. That's wild that he only has the 1 pilot. I would have thought at least 2. I usually have at least 2 for anybody I have as a pilot, but I get it.
It's hard.
The sideline's tight. Yeah, sideline's tight. I get it. My thing is, do we really need Chthon, especially with like Bloodstones? I feel like he's a throw, but
yeah, I'm not sure who that would be going on.
Well, it can go on White Tiger, Rider, or Doom. Well, or Green Man or Madison.
I guess I know who it can go on, but who are you risking taking that damage and not caring about that as much?
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That's what I was wondering. That was my only thing was like Chthon with all the Bloodstones seems like that could be more of a detriment than a help, I guess.
Maybe Green Man, because if you hit him, he's probably dead anyway. And this way you're a 12 pulse wave with a 7 speed and a 5 pulse wave range.
Yeah,
maybe
it could be. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's fair.
7 range outwit.
I feel like he's more just hanging out by Doom, so Doom can just like.
I mean, you're pretty much just carrying the Green Man around the whole time anyway, so putting Chthon on him is just an option if you need it.
That's fair.
On the off chance you could put it on somebody else then if they didn't play the Bloodstone, but that's probably not likely.
And then he also had.
I think putting it on Doom is actually not bad at all. He has a really deep dial, and even if there is a Bloodstone, I mean, I know that you get the outwit and prob, and you can count range.
You lose that if he takes the damage, though.
I know.
There's gonna be a chance. I guess I'm trying to see if there's a way to. I don't think he has any other. So he doesn't have support or anything, does he?
You got the 1-shots. You can heal him whenever you want.
Yeah, once it's dead.
And the Doom bots can just carry him.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can also
you don't have to take an action with Doom at all. Doom's amazing. I played him last night. He is way better than I thought he was.
That's why I said he's number 1. I know a lot of people try to say Agatha, but
I was I think we both talked up Doom as like he's way better than
He's the
people think
best.
he is.
Like you really have a almost impossible time to kill him.
Yeah.
Because as long as there's one Doombot within 4, he's just gonna mastermind off stuff. So you have to sink in 2 attacks constantly to do anything to him.
Or you better make sure you're multi-targeting. Yeah, that was my thought was I'm making sure I'm multi-targeting.
I got a strategy against Doom because I see Doom going to be doing a lot. So the spot is going to be the ultimate destroyer of Doom.
You're gonna have to make me a believer on that one.
I was gonna say
So they share ruler and scientist. So with rivalry, when you're able to put the spot, you can hit him with rivalry, which gets around mastermind. Then you can you bring him to your starting area away from all the Doom bots, and he's dead with their follow-up attack.
Yeah, I want to say the only reason he died for me was somebody crit hit me on the last.
Yeah, so that's the only because he shares keywords. I mean, he's got some really
good
keywords.
There's
a lot of keywords. Yeah, that's going to be having there. Even if it's not Mern keywords, that doesn't matter. Warrior, scientist, ruler, and mystical are just everywhere.
Rivalry could mess him up pretty big.
Yeah, so he's gonna have to. Yeah, if he's not able to shut off rivalry, then that's going to be an issue.
Looking at the meta breakdown, only 9 of the 33 teams had Bloodstone, which to me that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Because I go into all my matches now assuming I can't heal. All right, Pete.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one of those things where you're scared of because there's a lot of things that you're scared. So
you're scared.
Prepare for it, and yeah,
you're scared.
I am scared. Yeah, damn right, I'm scared.
All right, Pete. What took the event?
Mr. TJ Wheeler with Columbus Icy. Need to work on your names, TJ. Wheeler theme. Hidariel, 100 points, universal weapon. Prime Colossus, the avatar of Khonshu. Butterfly, Legacy Panther, not Prime Panther. That piece is good too, though. Rivalry, Keaton, Elsa Bloodstone, Khonshu, Mern, and Death Metal Wonder Woman. He did play Brock's Bunker. He did have a traffic barrel. He hit all the important parts of a winning team.
Congrats to TJ Wheeler for taking the Columbus, Ohio Icy Regional.
I mean, that's essentially the standard ruler team, right?
It's one of the top teams. It's got Butterfly instead of Death Metal Wonder Woman, but he can bring her in. So he just saved points. And I don't think Chair Panther's on it usually. It's usually Shuri.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you're crazy if you don't play Chair Panther. I'm 100% on board with that.
I know I'm crazy, but I'm okay with it.
Colossus not being able to charge mind control. I realize he's hit. You can get him to hit for 5, but like against figures like Doom can't mastermind that mind control. So now he's gonna take 5 plus to kill someone. Hit someone. So
right.
Sway with Ferrari.
All right, yeah. So congrats to TJ Wheeler. Then we have the War Room Games event in Las Vegas, Nevada. They had 19 people, and coming in 8th place is Jose Mendez Oronos with a Ruler Modern named team. It is unthemed. Hidari out the motorcycle. Prime Colossus with the motorcycle. Hidari is 60 points. Shuri. Which one is this? Oh, this is the super rare Shuri. Then Chair Panther, Green Man with Avatar of Khonshu, and a 5-point Timebreaker. Sideline was Fortify, Pim Particles, Rivalry, Cathan, Khonshu, and the Mimic. So a pretty standard ruler build with a couple little tweaks. Not bad at all. How about 7th place?
7th place, we have Jaime Bejaran, No Juice, Caveman Wally West with the longsword, Despero getting top 8. See that? You can go budget. Diana with Stormbreaker, Pegasus Cap with Mjolnir, Reverse Flash, Harley Quinn with Trick Arrow, and Timebreaker with Fortified Particles, Ares, Keaton, Mimic, and Treasure Chest on the sideline, and Nifty Barrel.
Yeah, I know, Miles, you've been behind past being a thing. Obviously it is.
Past is the future. I mean, John decided to take those words to heart and has really proven my point. So, yeah, past is one of the strongest keywords right now. It's one of the teams that can beat Ruler consistently. So
Pegasus Cap is finally getting some play too, which it's about time. He answers so much.
yeah, the only thing I'm iffy about this is Diana. It doesn't even. Yeah, there's no really. It's crazy because like there's no like way to get your team across the map. I guess never mind. Despero has TK, so that works. But Diana with the Hell Cycle would have been huge. But maybe they wanted the knockback being.
Would you get rid of the traffic barrel so that she could have the Hell Cycle instead of the Stormbreaker?
I'd get rid of Timebreaker and Stormbreaker for the Hell Cycle.
Timebreaker over? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because at that point, like Timebreaker is going to be for them to be able to just kill off, I guess, with Juice, but that's whatever. I'm just going to go there with Diana and just, you know.
You're making a fresh one every turn, so that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, how
I
about
just think the barrel
six?
just.
Sixth is Roland Wellington with Warner Trio. We have Kong at 200 with Avatar of Gaia. We have 048 Rider with Bloodstone, and we have a Daredevil, Legacy Daredevil at 10 points. So sideline is Diabolical Bargain, Fortify, Michael Keaton, Chthon, Gaia, and 044. How? That doesn't make sense.
What's that?
Because she's a 1x2, so Ghost Rider can't pick her as his pilot.
Oh, maybe she's just hanging out on the sideline. But that is his
He
only
might just-
pilot, huh?
Yeah, that's why I was curious. Unless that was just he meant to put a different one on there, I don't know. But yeah, because you can only pick single base characters for.
Yeah, but they probably caught that and just because after you input the team, you can't really edit it.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah.
I thought it would update as like if you update that team, it would update. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Well, yeah. Interesting. I mean, I'm surprised to see Kong at 200, honestly, with all the especially with the Bloodstone stuff like that. And he did relatively well. So.
I'm wondering where the Warner Trio comes out because none of them are Warner Brothers.
I don't know. I don't know what that was supposed to.
I don't know either.
Got me. But yeah, it's cool to see Kong at 200 points still being able to do relatively well. The what is it? Heart-shaped herb, phone booth, and shipping container.
Yeah.
I wonder if it just is more about he's got more like less support into Kong and just more attackers. I think
could be that too,
yeah, Daredevil with the I guess he's wearing Bloodstone. There's no way to do a traffic barrel, but Daredevil holding a traffic barrel would have made it better. But there's no points, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Pete, number 5.
Number 5, Brandon Mainster with What's a Chitari Pog. Unthemed, Collector, Carmelian Fruit, Dream Ruby, Universal Weapon, Kevin, Space Ghost, Kree Soldier, Sideline, I Must Have It, Ares, Mimic, Poseidon, and Reverse Flesh.
Ha. That's funny. He did the same trick just with a much cheaper figure.
I mean, it's 10 points more, but you're also saving a shit ton of money. So, completely understand that.
It also does more than the Pog, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's actually running shot EE with 2 damage and then can shift to sidestep without wit. Yeah.
Precision strike, always good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything wrong with it.
No.
Not at all.
Surprised to see Kevin without Tolerate, but you literally can't make the points work any other way unless he doesn't play the I Must Have. Do you need the I Must Have It thing? I don't know if you need that with Collector for 5 points.
I don't think
No,
Okay.
but you got to free
yeah.
up 10.
No, I know.
I guess like a Space Ghost, but I guess I mean realistically you could.
Well, you could do Prodegaton instead.
That's what I
if you're
mean.
trying-
Yeah, I think Prodegaton would be huge too. Yeah,
So
for Spacers, but I know he's going for the double perplex and safeguard prob. So
yeah, that's big. I was trying to think of the other like what else you could do there. So
Collector's starting to see some more play. He's just getting.
He's just Collector's just getting warmed up.
Yeah,
and the reason why we're seeing so many too is it's not because people are paying buttloads of money for it. It's because the coalition, the pull rate for him is just ridiculous. There's so many collectors out there.
I think the pull rate is a little bit better than Kevin, isn't it?
Barely. I think there's just as much Kevin's out now. Yeah.
All right, taking fourth place is Chase Taylor with Captain Make It Happen. He has Beta Ray Bill at 100 points with Mjolnir, the Legacy Captain America, the Legacy Manifold with Avatar of a Tomb, Black Panther with the Bloodstone, that's Chair Panther, Prime Elsa Bloodstone at 30 points with the Trick Arrows, and then sideline was To Me My Hammer, Rivalry, A Tomb, Beetlejuice, Cathan, and Mimic, and a nifty traffic barrel.
I actually really like this.
Bill at 100 points is the go-to, and the Mjolnir's going to let him give him the improved targeting characters, so he's going to be able to see the attacker, so he's able to then make them miss and take the pin and damage.
Yeah, it just sucks that you're gonna lose Mjolnir. I guess that's
why he has To Me My Hammer, so he's able to do it at least once and save a big attack.
That's what. Yeah, that's fair. I look at Beta always go. I go back and I take a look at him because I'm like, oh, that's really good what he does. And at 100 points, he's hard to deal with, and just taking away Cosmic is huge. So
yeah, I mean, the good thing about this Beta Ray Bill is this is actually the first one where it's no longer he's not a beta, he's an alpha.
Alpha Ray Bill.
Well, I guess my one question is, would you put the arrows on Cap, put the Bloodstone on Elsa, and then you have a free 10 points? Because I feel like that's what I would do.
I like that. I think the only problem with that is that Elsa usually goes down after doing some big plays, and you don't want to lose that Bloodstone.
No, I know. I'm just
fine. So with that though, you can just give someone the Bloodstone. So just don't have Panther equipped, and just give it to Panther.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought, because then you could free up 10 points to do something else. And Cap, I feel like if you're gonna go over there and
Cap
Alpha,
gets them for free. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my thought. Was he gets them for free? Yeah.
So Cap gets arrows for free. She gets Bloodstone for free.
Yeah.
So now you have 2 points left over. So
that's definitely the play then. Yeah.
I was like, this is totally what you do, right?
Because Captain America, that's already the only person you can give the arrows to, and so.
Yeah. Well, that was why when I saw that, I was like, oh, well, you just give him the arrows for free. You're already running over there to make that attack anyway. You might as well have the arrows to be like, all right, I hit. Let's see what card I flip to hit them with. So.
Yeah, that's
my thought. Oh. My thing is, though, I guess does Manifold just carry everybody up as a follow-up? Because you're not... Or does he TK? I don't know, because Cap's only going... Because Cap's going 10. He can shoot for 5, so that's 15 squares. That's the map.
Yeah, but Manifold has 12 speed phasing.
No, I know. But that's what I mean. So
you don't even need to move Cap. You can just carry him and then make the attack.
And
now Manifold's going to be within range of people because he's going to have the minimum range of 6.
Yep.
So now he's going to have the +2. His modifies his attack, so will now be an 11. So you're able to follow it up with that, with Manifold, to get him on that.
Well, no, because Manifold's got to take a power action to do that attack.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I mean. So that next turn, since he has 12 speed and minimum range of 6.
Oh, yeah.
You're penetrating, so then you carry up. Cap's going to be able to, especially if he has the arrow, and Elsa too. You're able to get those double alpha there, and then the next turn you can take the power action with him, even if he's taking damage. That's fine.
Because I feel like you can just make a free attack with Elsa too, and then she can potentially steal an equipment too.
That's what I mean, yeah. So Elsa and Cap both make the free attacks. So you have him carry the whole entire team.
I actually like this. This is pretty dope.
And if you have less people, the good thing about that too is it's free once per game. He only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Yeah.
Good chance you're gonna be having less figures. So now he's gonna drop those pogs once per game after he already carried. And so now you're gonna be able to just do all those free attacks and everything.
Yeah, this is a really good team.
I like this a lot, actually. This is pretty cool.
There's not many teams that you're going to be able to not have less characters than. Right,
No, a Nifty is the only thing that really hurts because of the 12 speed and the phasing. But
yeah,
I mean, I guess you can still work around that. I mean, 12 speed's a lot on a 16 square map. So Yeah, he's getting full map, and then Cap's bringing those pogs and just going to town.
You're making probably four attacks well, no, you're making 3 attacks plus the move, right? So,
Yeah.
because so Cap's attack is free.
No. You're doing 2 free attacks. If you have Cap with the arrows, that's gonna
Yeah.
be 3 attacks.
No, I know.
then-
And then Elsa's making a free attack because you're carrying her up there, I'm assuming, and then she can just free attack an equipped person.
Yeah, and so you're actually gonna, and then you can attack with Spider-Man if you want, because he's doing 2 damage. And
Definitely Hulk for
Hulk
sure.
is gonna be attacking. Falcon has enhancement, and Strange has prob. So now the Cap free range attack's gonna be for 5 damage.
Yeah, so I would pop them out first, basically, to buff that. Yeah. To buff
When you have
that
Strange with Psychic Blast, he's gonna go ahead and pop off hard.
So hard.
No, this team. Oh yeah, this team is.
I actually really like this a lot.
Just hits you hard.
Well, and I like it too because with Beta, you're outing Power Cosmic. So then if you're carrying up Elsa, she's got outwit, so she could just be like, "Hey Hidari, you don't have super senses," and then Cap's just gonna shoot her for 5. So I like that quite a lot actually.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was looking at is how many outwits are on there, because you're probably not bringing Black Panther up just for the outwit, so you do only just have that one.
Yeah, but that one can be big.
Oh yeah, especially when you don't plan on getting outwitted because you have Power Cosmic.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing is you're like, oh, I have Power Cosmic, I should be safe, and that's why I just don't want to play Bill at 60. Like 100 feels like a necessity just because.
I think so too, because he's just gonna be and you're totally fine because with the Mjolnir, he's gonna be able to protect himself, and then it's gonna cost you 10 points, but whatever. The cool thing too is that with Rivalry, Cap or Elsa's gonna be able to make sure that free attack does hit. So.
Well, Beta Ray Bill is where you start with to counter these collector builds that are popping up everywhere.
Yes.
It's too bad that you only have the one
against
out.
Collector, he's screwed because with Collector, all you have to do is outwit his his stop, click, and shape change.
Yeah.
With those 2 outwits, you carry up Panther, and then you have those free attacks.
Well, you can't outwit his stop click. You just
No,
don't
you can only outwit the Power Cosmic.
Oh yeah, no, Power Cosmic. So
but you at least outwit. You just outwit base shape change and.
Yeah, you just choose shape change. Yeah, and then you choose an invincible, and that free attack, he's gonna go straight to his first stop click. Elsa's gonna be able to get him past for that next one. If Cap, you're also you're gonna have the trick arrows, and then you're also gonna have Hulk. It's Cap. Hulk, you actually might want to hit first because that makes more sense. So that way you get to the stop click.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
America hits for 5.
Well,
you
no,
can
because
one turn so many things.
Yeah. This is actually great. Like I was looking to build with this, and I might just be stealing this, honestly. So.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, really, really cool build. All right, how
Yeah,
about
I love them. I did not think I was going to be like Legacy Manifold is a play, but with this is just drop ship. I like it.
3rd place, we have Anthony Berrigan with Butterfly, Caveman Wally West with +1 Longsword, Diana with Hell Cycle, Prime Elsa with Trick Arrows, Space Ghost, Daredevil with Bloodstone, Perdigaton, and Timebreaker. And the sideline is Zala and Pegasus Cap as the Butterfly call-ins, Rivalry, Chthon, Keaton, and Ares, as well as the nifty Traffic Barrel.
Elsa is really picking up steam.
This is a West Coast. She's a West Coast play. Yeah.
She was in Ohio a decent amount too, but yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird to see everything pivot between, and I think HC Units is actually making it to where the regions are slowly learning from each other regions, since you can just keep track of it.
Oh yeah.
So eventually, this is the first year.
She was always expensive. Is she going up in price? I'm actually looking right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you can pick her up for like $70 right now. Two of the more recent ones that sold were like almost 100 though, or 100. So
yeah, right now there's one for 70 and the rest are 100 on eBay. So if you want her, get her at 70 because the rest are 100.
Yeah, and she's probably gonna go back up because she's huge with all the equipment now. Everyone's equipped. There's so much free stuff. Everyone's got the bloodstone. You want that bloodstone.
Berrigan he plays his normally mystical, but he pivoted to unthemed to really help get his team to where he needs to get to. Caveman Wally West is just like a must play out here on the West. So
Yeah, it's great. It's just super aggressive.
yeah,
He's going across quick. All right, how about
Saturday morning rerun.
how about second place?
Patrick Booth with Gotta Collect. That is scientist theme. We have 200 points of collector with a universal weapon, trick arrows, and flying carpet. Interesting. Okay. Professor Moriarty with the Bloodstone. We just saw how nasty this guy is. And then Calendar Man. Because we are on an even month.
Yeah, he still doesn't
Sideline.
pop up that much.
No. Sidelines Rivalry, Ares, Keaton, Mimic, Poseidon, and Reverse Flash. Why Poseidon? I mean, that just seems really random. But okay, I guess Universal Weapon, and he's got Atlantis Throne Room, so there is that. I don't understand the flying carpet. I get you get it for free. I guess I just don't like the +1 speed is cool, but the collector doesn't really need flight. He's a colossal.
Maybe he won a Chase OP booster event, and that's what he had.
He just wanted to flex. I mean, that's fair.
Makes sense, I guess, on the collector.
Yeah. The Professor Moriarty with the Bloodstone is just disgusting. So you can't heal, and I'm just going to take this power action and just deal you an unavoidable damage.
I think I like Bucky's arm obviously better than flying carpet.
That's what I thought, yeah, Bucky's arm. He's actually got 10 points because Universal and Arrows is only 20, so you could put a 10-point object in there.
You have even more.
He could put, like, Stormbreaker on there if he wanted, but...
Yeah.
But yeah.
Did you say the trick with Professor Moriarty where they can't heal
Yeah.
and you just give them the extra damage? Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a leadership, and then he has a trait, which is accidents happen to those in his way. Power, choose an opposing character with one or more action tokens and deal them one unavoidable. If that character isn't KO'd, heal them one click. But the Bloodstone says you heal one less, so you're just going to take an unavoidable and not be able to heal.
Yeah,
and not for nothing, he's also PK, so you're getting Collector out there even further, which is nice. And then Calendar Man is just like bonkers on even months, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, because he'll have, if it was on a Sunday, he has penetrating energy explosion, and he modifies his attack and damage +2. Or no, sorry, he doesn't do that. It's just the penetrating energy explosion, and then because it's an even month, Calendar Man has free choose a standard power. Opposing character within range can't use the chosen power until your next turn. So he's only at 4 range, but still, just Collector just like carrying him up there, being like, all right, you just don't have stuff.
Yeah, that free ability is absolutely why it's getting played. All right, and then what took the event, Pete?
Nicholas Madison. Be better, Booth.
Did he predict the future that he was going up against Patrick Booth in the
I'm
finals?
So.
Can you can't change the name of it later, can you?
No, he's calling him out on copying his team. I don't know. It's got to be an inside joke between the two.
Listen, however it goes, that's a great thing to do. The Collector, Universal Weapon, Trick Arrows, Crimson Gem, Mern, Space Ghost, Timebreaker, Fortify Rivalry, Soul Siphon, Ares, Keaton, Mimic, and Major Brock's Bunker.
Yeah, Mern with Collector's an interesting play.
I mean,
So I said it, yeah, Mern on the West Coast is just insane.
I mean, he does allow him to shoot, and you don't really have to position depending on what you're playing against, I guess, right?
Right, which is great because that's huge. If you are going up against the Collector, you obviously go to Brock's Bunker.
He doesn't necessarily care about that. He's just like, I mean, you gotta have Mern's keywords, but you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, congrats to Nicholas Madison for winning the Las Vegas Icy Regional event. And then we have the Gear Gaming in Birmingham, Alabama next with 21 people. Coming in 8th place was Jarrett Hubbard with On Your Left. It was the Legacy Captain America with the Trick Arrows, Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Ulysses Bloodstone with the Bloodstone, the Legacy Manifold, Avatar of Khonshu on him with the War Machine at 30 points, the one you just stick in your back and he can what is it, Perplex and Prob from anywhere on the
Yeah,
map?
from anywhere.
Because he is an Avengers theme. And then sideline was Fortify, Pim Particles, Rivalry, and Khonshu. Lots of range on this one. And then probably a similar thing with Manifold, carrying up Captain America for the free attack and the Avengers build. Because this is still relatively... 5 people is not that many.
No.
So odds are you're able to make those Avengers pretty fast, and carrying them up with Manifold's not bad at all. Because if you have Captain America and the 4 Avengers popping out, then you're probably not caring too much about Manifold sitting there.
No, it's you have more to deal with than him. But I also like that because then he can just be like, all right, we're leaving now, by the way, because he can just 12 squares carry them back.
His thing that he does, if you can get it off where you're making someone immobile and they can't do anything, is pretty big. And it just says what, make an attack, right?
Yeah, but they also can't be damaged. Like, they can't do anything, but you also can't hurt them either.
Yeah, it lets you focus on someone else and not worry about them because it's until your next turn, right?
Yeah, that's true. No, you're right about that. It was one of those things where I was like, I like it, but it's more as a I'm gonna make sure you can't do anything for a turn.
And it's just an attack. Is there anything else that you can give him to make that easier? Like increase the range or anything?
You can do a tomb to give him 6 range, but then he's gonna take a damage from that. But I guess if you shift him off TK and go to prob, that's not bad.
No, you're already in there. I actually like that a lot.
So yeah,
6
and then
range.
you have 6 range,
and you just have to hit. You don't have to do damage, right?
No.
Yeah, it's just instead of normal damage, you do that. I don't mind a 2 on him at all, and he's got the sideline space.
Yeah.
All right, how about 7th place?
In 7th place, we have Scott Cram Company Crampton with Icy Alabama Duh. Got Caveman Wally West with the +1 longsword. Diana with Hell Cycle. Thor with Mjolnir. Manifold. Legacy Black Panther. Prime Elsa with Trick Arrows, Timebreaker, and the Lucas, PJ, and Scott Pog. And then you have Keaton, Mimic, Chthon, Ares, Pim Particles, and Rivalry. And there is one thing sadly missing. And I think this is why he only made the top 8 instead of the top 4. He's not playing the barrel.
Well, we'll see what else he came up against, how much that would make a difference. I know I'm a big fan of the barrel. So much Manifold and Elsa Bloodstone coming out, though, still.
Yeah, I like it. I'm all about it. This actually makes me want to go pick him up now because I didn't realize he was for dropship. He's amazing.
I think the main thing, he's just leaning too much into that Thor, right? And 50 points. How much enhancement's on here?
Well, or empower, right? You need one or the other. So, yeah, I think Timebreaker, right? Do they have? Oh no, that's the Pog. Sorry. Do the Timebreakers actually have it though? They might. Oh no, they don't. Okay.
Lucas, PJ, and Scott has Empower, and that's it. So you're doing.
Oh no, Diana. Diana's got it traded, so she's got it too.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, so you're carrying them up and then doing 5 damage to everybody.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah. You gotta have everyone stay in one spot, and then Caveman Wally West. Do you think he's a good enough main attacker? I think he's better as a follow-up, right?
Yeah, because he's an 11.
He's actually a really good main attacker because it's really easy to bump up his attack, and he's making 3 attacks.
And I guess you need him up there too so you can get the super senses out of there. So maybe he is first. All right, how about 6th place?
6th place is Michael Bass with Yi, which is 200 points of Trigon, 50 points of Kong, and 40 points of Prime White Tiger. Deity theme. Sideline was Fortify, Pim Particles, Ares, and Keaton. So they just played. Yeah, because the Fortify is 10 points. I'm like, wait a second. Or no. Oh, sorry. Fortify and Pim Particles are 5 each. So yeah, interesting.
Like an avatar on White Tiger would have been a big deal.
Yeah, that would have been nice for free because you got the sideline space too. I don't know what you use there. I mean, Seth is a good option now, especially with all the no healing. So but it won't matter for this team. I don't know what you Conchu then for prob for sure.
That would be a good one, yeah. Probably hard to
Yeah.
get, I guess, but
Yeah,
I like seeing
for what
Trigon.
it's interesting. I just don't like this is just survival, right? Like you're just like, well, I'm not gonna die that easily because Trigon's gonna be probably the most expensive thing on the board points wise. So he's gonna take that first hit and then just slough off anything else, and then you have Kong as your backup and White Tiger.
We haven't seen any collectors yet, right?
No.
Does he
Not
have to
yet,
be
no.
the highest point, or
Yes, if he's
Yes,
the
he
highest
has
point.
to be the highest. He cannot tie. Yeah.
how does that work though? If isn't there like if you're tied, or is that if it's on your own
Player
team?
chooses. No,
It's if you're
active
on
player
team.
chooses. So that means that if you have a person that is
So collector would win that then, because
yes.
collector would choose. If okay, so he would be weaker against collector if that matters that much.
Yeah.
Which I guess it might, but yeah, we'll see if we run into any more. But neat seeing Trigon on a team making, was that 6th place? 21 people, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the pilot that took politician to top 32 at Worlds, Nick Ballou.
One of the most handsome and charming men in all of HeroClix.
He's
Nick
not very
Ballou.
good at knowing the rules though.
Oh man.
Let's go over the team,
Nobody's
and you can tell us all about how he doesn't know about the rules.
Nobody's perfect, Miles. Nobody's perfect. Time Stealers theme. Team name is Doodoo. Nick has a really underrated win name, like Capitan. Kamo with the motorcycle, Butterfly, Ultra Humanite, Detective Chimp, Perdegaton, Ace, Ares, Keaton, Mimic, Scientist Supreme, and Wonder Death Metal on the sideline. There's a traffic barrel. This feels like a Mile Kane inspired shenanigans. Miles, is that accurate?
It's not inspired. It's 100% built by me. And just like his name, Le Capitan, he's also French. And just like all the French, I give up. He went first and allowed his opponent to choose Death Metal Wonder Woman, meaning that he lost to a collector when he shouldn't. This team was 5-0 going into cut. This team should have been undefeated at 8-0. I walked him through everything. The only thing I forgot to tell him about was you can't, your opponent can't choose your Butterfly Collins if you go first.
Yep.
So that was one thing I forgot to go over. But Detective Chimp is there as an attacker. He doesn't seem like a great attacker, but it is confirmed that he did hit Hidari Yao for 5 damage. Kamo is also nasty with the Pew, because Pew granting you Giant Reach 4, since technically it's not instead of normal damage, currently it works with the Ares Bomb. So he's able to hit Exploit for 4 damage minimum with knockback because of the super strength that Kamo also has. So it doesn't seem like much, but it's
Doesn't
really
seem
good.
like much.
It doesn't, because it's like there's only one attacker, you know, when you look at that. But Detective Chimp is a great support piece, and you're able to perplex. And the one thing that he forgot to change, because the mail sucks, so his package didn't leave Oregon for 2 weeks. So he didn't have my ace pog. So we did some last minute head scratching and decided to go with John Economos. So that way he got full map double prob as well as perplex, and to give
Shape change.
Kamo shape change potentially as well for certain matchups. Scientist Supreme was to stop people from getting them to unequip their equipment, so that way he can counter the Bloodstones. And then Death Metal Wonder Woman to keep him alive, and Death Metal Wonder Woman would have been very paramount, because he would have made top 4 easily with that. The barrel's huge. The shark pog, he said that I guess he didn't roll less than a 5 for baby shark's blades. But Detective Chimp hitting for 5 on Hidari is just hilarious.
Yeah, because they're both. So he doesn't have rivalry, so he actually had to hit her. I was like, wait, he doesn't have rivalry on here.
No, he's still trying to tinker with it, and he's trying to Kryptonian it. But I told him that he's way overthinking it. That this team did amazing against the competition. That it was just a horrible misplay of not knowing the rules for why he lost. So he needs to just stick with it.
So is Ultra Humanite just there to make theme and do the
no,
free move?
The free move, yeah.
Yeah, so that he, just like when I played him and when Nick played him, he didn't seem like he did much because the game because he's like in your starting area. But the move is huge. That's what people don't really realize is that once you get up there with Kamo, like if you're adjacent, since Kamo can carry Chimp because Chimp's tiny, you can then mind control full map if you want, or you can even get Kamo out of dodge after his alpha, and then you can also reposition Chimp to potentially give him a move and attack of 3. So there's a lot of nuances with Ultra Humanite. He doesn't seem like he does a lot, but he's also bringing you your leadership. Yeah, he has that 6 range triple target, does 4 damage. Yeah, he brings a lot to the team.
Because that would still trigger camos before moving. You may place them adjacent to a friendly character. So yeah, that's pretty neat actually.
And then I'm assuming you went reflexes and the free move 1 square on the bike, or did you go charge super senses?
We talked about it, and I told him he's charge senses because that's the one thing that's missing top dial is that rollout. So if you're gonna stay up there, you want to try and get as many rollouts as you can. So
that's
the defensive build would be Economos and the motorcycle. For that way, you have 2 rollouts. Yeah, and then it also gives him charge for his stop clicks. So now you have charge flurry.
Yeah, because that's huge. That's huge on stop clicks because that's a menace. Then if you can,
But if you did do the combat reflexes, like that's where Humanite also is really good because that almost essentially gives Kamo a move and attack as well with flurry, because you can power action with Humanite to have Kamo move.
Yep, 2 squares. Yep,
3.
Or is it 3? Sorry, I thought it was.
And technically, so he can technically move like 8 squares because you can move up. You make the shark. You can move the shark where you want to, and then move next to the shark. And all that stuff. So, yeah, there's it's.
Oh yeah, no, he's.
It's a lot better than people expect. Sadly, yeah, it got knocked out from a huge misplay, but yeah, this.
It's 90% on Nick and 10% on you for not explaining that rules interaction.
That is not my job. I can't tell him everything. Like you play CLIX too. Like
you just said that 3 minutes ago that you failed to do it. You admitted default. You already admitted default. So sorry.
You know what? I'm going to blame his teammates for not teaching him. He's in clicked off. Why aren't they teaching him?
I don't know what to tell you on that one.
All right. In 4th place was Gabriel Hitz with F free actions. It was Main Force Beetlejuice with the motorcycle, Colossus Prime with the motorcycle, a Conix Wendigo at 45, and then Chair Panther with the Bloodstone. Sideline was only Ares, Chthon, and Mimic, and only 1 map. And threw a treasure chest on.
I think maybe he needed to have Nick's team name.
That's fair.
Let's see.
We're not going to talk about a Keaton team, right? We're going to skip this.
This is a guy that he's just, he's just trying to have fun. He also doesn't like having free actions either, which is really cool.
That's what I'm looking at, because
the entire point of Floss is to charge mind control, and he doesn't care. He's not a huge mind control fan. He wants an actual just charge piece. So
he wants to just charge punch things.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because now you can't do your charge mind control with Colossus. You can't do the extra free close terrain actions with Wendigo. Well, I guess you can't do that on that click anyway. Is there anything else that he's missing out on? Not really. And then Black Panther can't do the free remove of Vibranium, which is also huge.
And he also can't outwit, not for nothing. Well, how are you getting? You're never getting Vibranium to actually. Well, yeah, because he didn't play Vibranium on his side or on his as an object.
Well, there's no need to because you're not going to be using it anyway.
I know.
Interesting team. What is that? 4th place out of 21. Who? Did Nick have to play this team?
No, Nick would have played him in top 4. Nick played against and then Swiss. He played against 2 collectors, beat both of them, and then he went up against the Hadari Yao team as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into the next one.
This is gosh, I can't. I'm trying to pronounce his name. Give me a second. It's like Nordic. I'm trying to think.
Now, Ron.
Morgan played another for the collection. He was 4-0 leading into the last round of Swiss. To where he lost to Nick. So Nick won. Aaron 0. He had his own version of Collector with Motorcycle, Universal Weapon, and Bucky's Arm. Legacy Panther with the Longsword. Elsa Bloodstone with the Trick Arrow. Perdegaton, Timebreaker, and Lucas PJN Scott with Fortify, I Must Have It, Ares, Beetlejuice, Chthon, and Mimic. I think the one thing that stopped him from beating Nick was the fact that he's playing I Must Have It over Traffic Barrel. I think that really would have helped him.
You know, I just want to point out that this is probably, in the history of HeroClix, the greatest matchup of two handsome and charming men in one HeroClix game. And you know who really won? Anybody that was sitting next to him and getting to watch that. That's who really won.
I'm a little bitter about it. That match needed to be streamed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Men and women would have been pregnant worldwide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they not have any streaming?
No, they didn't.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think I like the Dream Ruby a ton on the collector, so I think that's one thing missing on the collector. But obviously the rest of it's really good. It's crazy you can fit that much extra stuff on a build as a 200-point collector.
Yeah. I mean, well, because you have, 80 points, 90 points of figures, but then you have 2 free things, and then you have the 2 5-point, one-shots. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is also when you get 30 points of equipment for free on collector. You're like, hey.
Well, and
This
Elsa's giving the trick arrows right away to the collector, too, so he's getting those right away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Elsa with collector is a crazy combo.
I will say the same thing. I don't know if it needs the I Must Have It thing. I feel like you could play Rivalry for 5 points instead, but that is my own personal take.
It's just getting the 9 or more, and then it's the collector, so you equip is pretty good, but it's, I don't know, 5 points.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not even that you're getting the equipment, you're taking it away from somebody else, something that could be huge. Like a Bloodstone or something like that, or Universal Weapon. Taking that stuff off people could be pretty huge. So
That's true. That could tilt things quite a bit.
It's not even giving him something, it's taking it off someone. I think that's the bigger deal. And Elsa's doing that too.
If collector is the one that did it, he gets to use the effect, which is good. Don't get me wrong.
All right, what about second place?
Jason Calfee with collecting makes me feel good. So we have another collector team. So this is collector with Bloodstone, Bucky's Arm, and Motorcycle. Chair Panther with the Longsword, Kree Accuser with the Universal Weapon. Oh, there's your sidestep TK and enhancement. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Predagaton with the trick arrows, and then Lucas PJ Scott. And then sideline is I Must Have It, Rivalry, Ares, Keaton, Mimic, and Reverse Flash.
No, yeah, he learned his lesson against Nick the first time. Nick missed the Mimic roll. He chose, he broke first turn immunity, chose Super Strength Kree Accuser to pick up the phone booth to give everyone Super Strength, or Shape Change, which was huge, because they all got it for that alpha.
Yeah, Kree Accuser with the Universal Weapon for free is not bad at all. 8-speed sidestep, choose Super Strength, enhancement for the collector, PD team ability. That's really good.
I mean, she's way better. Yeah, she's way better in silver, obviously, because you get the +1 attack and +1 damage. But yeah, I mean, 25 points, you can, especially for Soldier, like, that's one thing for a Soldier. I guess Predagaton obviously answers it, but, like, she can be your TK, you know, if you want to put Predagaton as an attacker, which, I mean, that's a really good option there, because he doesn't have TK outside of that, so you can make Predagaton your attacker now, and now Kree Accuser is going to be able to TK him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tons of options with her.
Yeah, collector making a showing. All right, Pete, first place.
John Michael DiGilio. Win name Spizzy. Not the old Pass Blasters. Pass theme. He's got a message here. Just wait till I can put Reverse Flash on a glider. Nice.
That's for you, Pete. That's for you.
Nice. Thank you. Out there. Aquanix, Avatar of Khonshu. Zala Jor-El, Crimson Gen, Captain America, Peg Cap with the +1 longsword, Reverse Flash with the flying carpet, Harley Quinn with the trick arrows, Predagaton, Zenzi, Timebreaker, Lucas PJ and Scott. Sideline is Fortify, Rivalry, Ares, Keaton, Khonshu, and the Mimic. And he's got the barrel. Boys, this is a fun, aggressive, across the board, causing havoc team, and I love it.
I mean, this is very similar. It's an updated version of what he played in New Orleans, and it's only gotten better, I'd say, because he had a tomb on Zala. Now he's got the gem, which just makes you're not gonna really avoid her now. And then Cap with the longsword is great. I don't know if he had that on him before. I think he had Bucky's arm, so he's got that for free instead. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, he probably got to finish his third turn too, and he maybe got a fourth turn or a fifth turn.
I know. I'd love to hear how many turns he got, but yeah, this is when this team is actually given the time that it needs to play, and given that this team performs. I mean, the past is the future, and it's actually currently, I guess, the present right now. So it's not even the future. It's the present. And
I think what's really underrated about this team is this is predominantly Masters of Time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out of that set, he is building a very fun and meta team. And you know what, bud? I can't wait until you get a glider on Reverse Flash, too.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I've
there
been
with
talking
you.
with him about it. It's
I'm just trying to figure how he fits it. Does he ditch the time breakers then?
Yeah, you got 2 time breakers. You don't need 2. Or you get
No,
rid
but
of
he's got to
Lucas, PJ,
squeeze
and
out.
Scott.
He's got to squeeze out 10 points because he's got the carpet on Flash right now.
Yeah, you might have to... You could figure something out there.
It's gonna happen. Zenzi potentially too. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not sure
okay.
how Zenzi's gonna be working, but the thing with this team too is that, like, if you look at most teams, they only have 1 or 2 attackers. Like, there's a few outliers, but if you're going an alpha on this team, it's gonna be so hard to really cripple this team because it has so many attackers that it can come back from an alpha and really make the game even.
I think where it really struggles is if you're playing it and your opponent takes like a 21-minute turn. It probably struggles a little bit there, but other than that, it's just an awesome team.
So, I mean, maybe he could probably try and condense it to where it's turn 2 win. That way, you only need 3 minutes to win.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'll work then. Yeah, just make it something like that. Where I mean, it's aggressive enough that you could get that turn 2 win, maybe.
Yeah. But I mean,
I've always said if there's one thing I struggle with in HeroClix, it's getting to turn 2.
Yeah, it's
Mostly because I'm dead by that time.
I get it. Yeah.
I think other people have other reasons for that. Good job, bud.
yeah.
Congrats.
Congrats, John. Very nice job with that
2
team.
weeks too late, but yeah, it's nice that you proved Aquanix won an event. So yeah.
All right, and then our last one is in Mexico City. This one had 32 people and maxed its player limit. So coming in 8th place was Ricardo Elizondo, Rabid Monkey. This had the
Is that the more dangerous? Is that the more dangerous brass monkey?
So this is a full assassin theme. Prime Talon.
This is a good team.
Deadpool and Hitmonkey with the trick arrows. Mern, Calendar Man with the Dream Ruby. Green Man, Avatar of Khonshu, Timebreaker, Lucas, PJ, and Scott Pog. And then sideline was Fortify, Rivalry, Amanda Waller, Beetlejuice, Khonshu, and Mimic. Is Calendar Man enough?
Wait.
Who is the guy under Calendar Man?
Yeah, who'd you say to Calendar Man?
So 2, and it was Saturday, right? Yeah, so 2 and on a Saturday. Let's see how good it was.
He's not prep and regen. He's then doing. So
Yeah,
he's
the
still just
beginning
another
of-
attacker, though, right?
Yeah, because it's February, and then if it's Saturday, an even day. Yeah, he doesn't get the special penetrating damage or modifying attack.
It's kind of
even
weird.
number month, he has choose a standard power. Opposing characters within range can't use the power, so he does have that.
Yeah, but it's defense though, right? Only, and Talon's already doing that. I guess he doesn't have a way to turn off, make it another person.
No, but yeah,
Man.
he's choosing he's choosing powers. It's like that's important
Yeah. What
to
about
get rid of their target.
taking off Calendar Man and the Dream Ruby and the Lucas, PJ, and Scott Pog and playing Mr. Freeze?
I don't know. It's tough. Who So you're just gonna go ahead and just send out the timebreakers and hope they kill the timebreakers, I guess.
Well, if you don't, then I'm just going to teleport you across the map and kill you.
That's fine. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on Mr. Freeze yet.
Over the Pog and Calendar Man? Calendar Man's good, and he was good here, but he's not. What is he doing on this team exactly?
So, once you kill the target, Calendar Man's going to make sure that your next target, since you're not handing him out, is not going to be able to use a defense power. So you can shut down something.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
You need line of fire, though, and his range is only 4.
He has improved moving characters.
What date was it on? It was February 22nd, so it was an even day, so he has IT characters then.
No, it's improved movement
It's
characters.
movement, yeah.
Oh, it's movement? I'm sorry, I thought it was targeting.
Yeah.
Well,
He also has a Mern. So why are you worried about drawing lines of fire?
That doesn't matter, but he has barrier too, so he's also able to play a little bit defensive.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does have Mern, so he does.
Counter
If you're targeting a character that shows the keyword Mern, you don't care then. Yeah.
Only for an attack, so
Yeah.
he cannot do that.
That doesn't work for that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't work for that. Yeah.
I'm just
Right.
saying, I like Mr. Freeze on the team. I would try that.
I'm a little disappointed in half this podcast right now. You had half of it committed to a bit, and the other half started to decide to be a serious podcast and talk about the team. Redman, who was under Calendar Man?
Well, Pete, that would be the amazing. But fun fact, I'm going to go back and edit this episode, and I'm going to play the shit out of the Green Man drop, and your comment makes sense.
Well, don't leave the rest of the conversation in so it makes sense.
Nope. I'm going to just spam it with Green Man now.
Dang, that's just
That won't
rude.
bother me at all. This is the problem with giving him editorial powers, boys.
I couldn't go all in on Mr. Freeze because you shit on my girl Spider-Man.
That's so not the same
It's
thing.
just too early in the night for Spider-Man. Miles, who's 7th?
All right, 7th, right?
Mm-hmm. It's Miles. This is Miles.
In 7th, we have Jose Andres Gracia Romero, Plants and Muscles. It's cool. It's actually his username too is Yager, who's Yager Yarmir is an amazing hockey player that was drafted from Russia or not Russia. I think it's Czechoslovakia into the Penguins. Great player.
What was his team,
Plants and
though?
His team was Plants and Muscles, so it had Prime Colossus, unequipped, Butterfly, Man-Thing, Poison Ivy, Jennifer Kale, Predagon, Timebreaker, unthemed, no equipment. Goes for it safe. It's playing Rivalry, and his Butterfly options are Harley Quinn from the Iconics, Death Metal Wonder Woman, and Steve. You know, the same donkey that Bobby Boucher left with his mom when he went to go play foosball? Yeah, that's Steve.
So
as well as
random.
Michael Keaton in Aries and Rivalry.
Why is Steve coming in for Butterfly?
Now,
Or is he
hear
just
me
a
out.
cheerleader?
No, hear me out. There's
Oh.
2 reasons you play Steve.
Uh-huh.
Number 1, it's hilarious. Number 2, if you have the guts to pull it in on a butterfly swap, your nuts clank. They're loud, they're metal, and they bang together. Number 3, somebody's probably chair panthering Steve because they're worried there's some trick they're not seeing.
Yeah, you know
That's,
what?
that has to be it, right?
He had to have lost one of his games because his opponent didn't know what Steve was, and so he spent 20 minutes for turn 2 reading Steve's card, even though he didn't choose Steve.
That's fair.
Steve's not for nothing terrible.
No, he's not at all. It just is the first time I've ever seen him on the sideline as a Butterfly swap.
Dude,
Steve
I've
is
had him
great.
on so many builds as a sideline butterfly swap, and he just falls off because something else is better.
Steve
But it
Ross.
just makes me laugh so hard. Oh, Steve?
So
No,
it was
dude,
also-
that's just stupid.
I also found so Jose's actually his number one podcast. Unfortunately, isn't us. It's Dial H, and he's a huge Calder fan. I actually got hate mail from him after I beat Calder. Aquamouse beat Calder at Worlds. So I think this is a big fu to me because he said I still believe in Calder.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone loves me one day as much as he loves Calder.
Yeah. Well.
All right. How about 6th?
All right. We have Christian Dagio with Otros Mistecos. So we have Mystical Theme, Swamp Thing with Avatar of Bast, 048 Rider with Bucky's Arm, Man Thing with Avatar of Gaia, and John Constantine with the Universal Weapon to just make him, like, just increase his bag of tricks to basically make him your TK piece, I'm assuming is what we were going with there.
I like that.
His sideline with Diabolical Bargain, Fortify, Rivalry, Bast, Gaia, and the 001 Ghost Rider as his only pilot.
There's a lot to like on this team.
Except
Yeah.
for Bast.
Badst.
Man, y'all just... Oof, the hate is real.
Yeah, it's neat though.
I like it.
So what this is doing is that Bast is going to give Swamp Thing willpower, so it's worth it.
So you don't have to go
Oh,
giant.
wait. He can choose to be giant, so he already gets a 3-6 willpower. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
Maybe they just really like Bast.
Also,
Well, and they also the gods too. That this is also in Mexico too. We also remember too. So you have to also look at maybe the gods really weren't pulled as much, and so they're expensive. So they didn't pull a Khonshu. So I get it.
Well, also, Khonshu's not going to do anything if he's playing John Constantine.
Yeah. Except for giving him
Give him
stealth.
stealth, yeah.
And then if Constantine dies, he gets it.
Yeah.
Gibran de Jesus Gonzalez Ramirez. Skygants. No Tematic. Swamp Thing with Avatar of Khonshu. Man Thing. The Jokester. I love it already. Poison Ivy. Black Panther. Cherry Panther. Perdegaton. Keaton, Cathan, and Khonshu on the sideline. I love the Jokester. I have looked at this piece and looked at this piece and looked at this piece, and I've never been able to pull the trigger, but I think it is an awesome piece.
I was really surprised that he didn't see the monthly this last month because he has celebrity. So I was really like, maybe.
Well, the problem with playing him in the monthly is that you know that there's going to be that one person that could potentially bring Titania.
But nobody brought Titania either.
I
That
know,
was-
but you have to still build around it, Because all
No,
of
I
a sudden,
know.
someone who has Titania, Jokester's useless. I mean, not useless, but he...
Not
Yeah.
as good. Not prime then. Another team with no equipment, though, too, which is surprising.
Yeah, just the one god, yeah.
And a fire hydrant.
Oh, instead of the barrel. Yeah.
But it's Nicky.
Lots of plants down in
I mean,
Mexico.
It
If
wasn't...
you're going to commit to the Jokester, you've got enough attackers there to make it offset his stuff.
Oh,
So
between
I think
Man
this
Thing-
is...
Yeah, Man Thing,
yeah.
Swamp Thing, and Ivy, yeah.
I think this is a nice creative team. Good use of the powers that are available in HeroClix until Keaton tells you can't do any of it.
You got to be able to deal with it right away because you're going to be attacking through those plants real quick.
Yeah. Because you're getting 4 out with Man Thing plus Ivy's making some, and then I think Swamp Thing makes 1 every turn too. So
The next team name's pretty solid.
It's fourth place, Hadari Akbar.
It's a trap.
It was 100-point Hadari with the trick arrows, Prime Colossus with Bucky's arm, Wonder Woman with the +1 longsword. It's Death Metal Wonder Woman. Madison, Perdegaton at 20, and a Timebreaker, unthemed with Sideline Diabolical Bargain, Fortify, Ares, Beetlejuice, and Mimic. One thing I noticed in the beginning was that we were not seeing many Beetlejuice teams, and now that we're getting to the top of this, I am seeing more, though. But pretty classic top team with Hadari and Colossus and Death Metal Wonder Woman. Just a little different with the last few points of Madison, Perdegaton, and Timebreaker. Solid team name, though.
It was a solid team name.
Yeah,
It made
that
me
was-
laugh
that was-
pretty hard.
one of the best out of the bunch here.
How about third place?
Third place, we have Leonardo Falcon Punch Hernandez with Pasado de Lanza. Let's see the past theme. Once again, past is the future. Caveman Wally West with +1 longsword. Despero with Bloodstone. Super Sore. See, Austin? Super Sore is actually pretty good. I guess certain Kryptonian pieces are good. If only you were better. Solid Royale with motorcycle. Yeah, bike, baby. Bike or no bike? Yes, bike. Harley Quinn for Masters of Time and Perdigaton with the Mind Gem, Fortify, Pim Particles, Rivalry, Ares, and Reverse Flash with a bunch of dumpsters.
My man, middle name is Falcon, which is awesome. Number 2, he
Falcon.
bought one set and an Iconics and said, one other piece of equipment, a couple more pieces of equipment, said, this is my team. Just taking it all out of Masters of Time. I love it.
I like Mind Gem because with Zala hitting, it's just, all right, you don't have a defense now, and something's coming over here to wreck face. So I like that quite a lot, actually.
Are you just keeping
Dude,
Despero back then? I'm not sure I like Bloodstone on Despero.
You're not bringing Despero up.
If you, yeah. Well, so what are you?
He's TK.
That's it, and then you just leave him back.
I mean, he
For
also
60.
takes away the sideline, and he
Yeah, so
punishes.
you get TK up Wally West, and then this way he'll also be able to get Super Sore up there, too.
There's probably TKing Zala, right?
Yeah, Zala too. Yeah, but you can also TK up Wally West. Zala can get TK'd up there, place up Super Sore because he really wants to shut off a Beetlejuice or Mike Keaton, so that way Super Sore's able to take all of his freeze.
Yeah. All right. What about the next one?
We have Abdil Camacho with Control C plus Control V. Oh, look at that. That's cute. It is unthemed. It is Prime Colossus with the motorcycle. It is Juggernaut with the Crimson Gem. Kevin with Avatar Taweret. Chair Panther with the Longsword. Perdegaton with the Bloodstone. And a Timebreaker. This looks oddly familiar.
Where was it from?
Let's see. Our Kenosha Icy. Our winner.
Oh, so the King of Kenosha played this team? Wow.
I don't know if Ricky made it all the way to Mexico for this, but
No, he copied. What I mean is, yeah, they played
Yes.
the King of Kenosha. So, they say how people are big in Japan. Clearly, the King of Kenosha is big in Mexico.
So the
Sideline
only
was Fortify.
the only difference was 4 sideline pieces.
Yes. Sideline was Fortify, Rivalry, Ares, Keaton, Mimic, and Taweret.
Oh wait,
I'm not
actually,
gonna lie.
it's not true.
It's a bit different because I had some.
The only difference is treasure chest and Ares.
Yeah.
Ricky had treasure chest and he had Ares. Otherwise, it's identical. Solid build. We saw it win the King of Kenosha Icy Regional.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm probably stealing this build too.
You're stealing a lot of builds.
No, this one for sure. That one was so good. That's just my level of stupid. Like we're either gonna fight and I'm gonna lose, or we're gonna fight and I'm probably still gonna lose.
But you fought.
It'd be a
did.
shame if it went up against a barrel.
It would be a problem. I think there's ways around it. First place, Jar Gutierrez, Avengers. She-Hulk with the health cycle. That's a big investment there. It's cool though. One of the Thors, damn, Thor seeing meta play winning events with Stormbreaker. From Black Panther, Captain America, Fedcalf with Mjolnir, Scarlet Witch, from the Hellfire Club Gala, White Tiger with the Cosmic Cube, and then sideline was Fortify Ares, Keaton, Jen Walters, Poseidon, and Zeus. This was an Avengers theme.
That's not the Thor you think, Pete. Too, by the way.
Right, I know. It's from Black Panther. I said that.
Yeah, that's what's throwing me off. I get what he's doing here, but also
He's given that divine favor to She-Hulk because I believe we talked about a team that was similar to this. I think somewhere, didn't we?
Oh, we might have.
Thought we did.
I mean, realistically, though, that Stormbreaker or Mjolnir just makes any Captain America, Thor... Like, Stormbreaker doesn't have Captain America, but the hammers just make any one of those keywords just instantly better. So now for 60 points, he is a charge 12 for 4 with knockback. I guess he's at super strength anyway. So he's able to pick stuff up. He's suddenly worth a little bit more then.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about the health cycle. I do like her with the motorcycle just to give her that super senses. But I mean, health cycles, you're not gonna be able to use the the flurry, but that's fine. She still has a giant reach. So
She's hard to kill. She's done really good. I'm surprised she honestly doesn't see more play with how good she does in events when she is played.
yeah.
And how many events did we see? So out of the 4 Icies, how many White Tigers did we see played that made top 8?
I think it was 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 or 3 sounds right. Yeah.
I don't think we saw any Blue Beetles, right?
No.
1. How many Prime Swamp Things? Was there
None.
one?
None.
No, in the Plants and
I don't
Misses.
remember
That was a
seeing any.
regular one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a regular.
Two of the regular ones. Yeah.
Wow, things are getting mixed up right before ChampionClix here. We saw more War Machines get played, Prime War Machine, I think, than anything else. How do you find primes? Unit property or type? Type?
I think so. Yeah.
I believe so. I think I'm pretty sure
It's
it's
property. Damn it.
It is property. Okay.
No Prime
Like-
Black Panther teams. Reverse Flash is on
No.
a decent amount. No Madame Xanadu. No Blue Beetle. No Big Rogues. Elsa was on a ton of teams. No Brother Voodoo. We even had a Talon. We had a Camo team we saw. And that's it. Yeah, mixing it up right at the end here.
I like it. Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, this is one of the, I think, most wide open metas that we've seen in a while. We definitely needed these sets to come out pretty close together just to kind of open it up a little bit more because it was getting a little stale after rotation.
I mean, that's what happens every rotation. Things compress and then they.
Yeah, but this rotation was like we only had for a while because of the delays.
We lost so many equipment, and then, yeah, we didn't get anything until, when did Black Panther come out? October? End of September?
October, November. Yeah,
No,
October,
end of-
November, I think.
Yeah, end of October. 'Cause it
And
was
then,
November. We got it in November.
yeah,
was-
okay.
Came out.
And then this didn't come out until Collector's Trove then was...
Yeah. No, the Black Panther wasn't legal until December because the release date was November 26th.
That's right, yeah. So, yeah, there was a huge gap of things being able to get played. All right, but congrats to Jar Gutierrez for the win in Mexico City. Then we also did have this weekend our Degeneration Clicks monthly championship for February.
The following is a last man standing match.
A last man standing match.
Last man standing.
A last man standing match.
Last man standing tonight.
So February is the one of the multi-keyword games, and the keywords are, what are they? Ruler. Remind me.
Armor, celebrity, speedster or vehicle, detective or spy, and no named keyword, or no generic keyword or pirate.
And then I think there's one more there, right? You named celebrity.
Yeah,
Wasn't there one more?
yeah, celebrity, armor, ruler, and then detective or spy,
Yeah.
vehicle or speedster, and then no generic or pirate.
Okay, yeah. So everyone ends up having 6 people on their team, and you kind of have to just kind of fly with that. And going into the match was Looper in first place, so he banned the all-black sword. And then Dan coming in second the month before, you took Hadari Yao, right, off of it?
I did.
So only Looper could play it because he was still first place. So coming in 7th place, Christine had to run at the end when she had Ghost Rider left. So she came in 7th. She played the Invincible Ant-Man again at 75. That Prime from, is that Avengers Forever?
Yep.
Yeah. The 048 Ghost Rider with the Dream Ruby, where that I think was a nightmare to deal with. That's got to be a thing. Is that with the pilot that gives him shape change? And then Venom Magneto with the Cloak of Levitation, the Harley Quinn chase for Masters of Time with the Bloodstone, Nebula with Bucky's arm, and then the Commissioner with the Spin and Nightbringer ring. And the Bloodstone was the only one that got played, surprisingly, and it was like a mad dash to try to get that thing and who could be in control of it in the middle of the game.
And who ended up blowing it up?
You could have just kept it.
I could have, but I didn't feel like it.
All right. Then I played the Guardians of the Galaxy movie to Yondu, and then I put the new Yaka arrows on him. I played Sakari and Iron Man with the Cloak of Levitation, Gambit from the Hellfire Gala, the Primer vs. Flash with Bucky's arm, Venom Magneto, and then the white shirt Scott Porter with the Sinestro Core ring. I came in 6th. And then in 5th place was Looper. Looper ended up playing the Hidari Yao at 60 points with no equipment, the Prime Blue Beetle with the Power Gem, Speed Weasel with the Octopus Arms, the Harley Quinn chase for Masters of Time with Spin and Influence Ring, Matter Eater Lad, and then a Black Mantagoon as the Pirate. And then coming in 4th place was Harris. So Harris was the one that gave us all problems, I think, on Saturday. Would you guys agree with that?
Harris always gives everybody problems. So
he didn't really pick on me that much on Saturday, so I wasn't super upset with him.
Well, he met a guest really well. There was a Bloodstone, so he had a nice setup with his team to where he was doing one unavoidable. And if you couldn't heal back, you were just losing pieces. So there was a lot of times he was just looking across the board to see who was on a low click with an action token on them and just making you turn your dial.
And then he had Dream who could reroll anything that got rerolled. I was like, wow. And then he had Mixie. I was like, all right, shenanigans.
Yeah, he had Prime Colossus with Bucky's arm, the new Dream with the Dream Ruby, Mr. Plixel, whatever his name is.
Mix Spitalick.
Yep. And then Professor Moriarty with the Remaker ring, the Chase Harley Quinn from Masters of Time, and then Moss, who was on his team for this build last year as well, who I think he actually did fairly well, didn't he? He covered his 25 points well.
Yeah, Moss always plays above his point cost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, I'm pretty sure Harris won last year. So
he did,
Moss.
yeah. Usually Harris just finds one person and goes against them, or one person goes against him, and then that's who he picks, and that's where he got the name Skynet, where he's just going to make sure that you're terminated. But this time he kind of really made a lot of enemies really quick by just pinging people with Professor Moriarty.
He's always a very deliberate player. Harris takes a good look at the board and decides what he's going to do. And there's not a lot of like, I'm going to take that back. Like he pretty much just executes his turn. And yeah, we'll get into it. I'm going to have to deal with Harris next month. Like I've invited it too many months in a row. So
yeah, he had a lot of solid plays.
I ended up in 3rd. I played the new Chase Panther at 125, and I love him. +1 longsword on him for free. Saki came back, because if you can play Saki, you should, with the cloak. Reverse Flash with Bucky's arm. Harley Quinn from Masters of Time. There was a bunch of them on the board. Yeah, the Commissioner with
3.
Indigo Tribe Ring, and probably my MVP, honestly, was Aunt May from Spider-Man Beyond Amazing. Yeah, the team, we can talk about it more, but the team did exactly what I wanted. I was really, really scared of Christine's Ghost Rider. So I avoided that piece like the plague.
She started across from you, and she moved to the middle pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did not just move, she booked it to the middle.
Well, it's because Redmond started fights with me, because I had to stand next to him.
And then she smelled blood in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming in 2nd place was Oliver, who I guess we'll get into this too. But he had Ronan the Accuser, Universal Weapon, Caveman Wally West with the longsword, Juggerduck at 50 points with the Crimson Gem, Baby Groot with the Groot swap on the sideline, the Deadpool Weapon X Morph with the motorcycle, and then a War Machine at 30 points with the Bag of Holding because he gets it for free, just for that Perplex and Prob off to the side. And he just really wanted to play Juggerduck. Originally, he wanted to try to make him work at the Icy, and it just wasn't going to happen. So he traded him in. So this was a chance for him to play him. So he chose to do that, and he was excited to play the Baby Groots also. And then that leads us to first place.
And new champion!
Dan.
Don't ask me how I got here. I don't know either. So I played. My team name was Did You Know They Could Do That? So it was Prime Panther with the +1 longsword. It is the Winter Soldier from Disney Plus with the 5 points for the serum. It was Makari with Avatar of Amit. It was the new Miles Morales Spider-Man from Black Panther with Mjolnir. Ironheart from Black Panther at 30. And then the Zenzi Pog for 15 points. She was my no generic keyword figure.
And then we did have some internet issues in the very beginning, and the internet fully crashed in our area at the end of the rest of the night. So the streaming got a little messed up at certain points. I was really sad. I don't think I caught the opener where Looper just runs over Matter Eater Lad to Dan. And how did it play out exactly?
So I placed my Vibranium like pretty far out because Bucky has a 7 range. So I'm like, well, I'll just shoot at it from afar. That's fine. So Matter Eater Lad he like TKs and then moves him all the way up basically to eat my Vibranium turn 1. It's just like I got 1 token off of that Vibranium. And then it was gone. And then turn 2, best part was I try to swing and I miss. He's like a 17 or something, and I just roll a 3 because I don't have Prob on my team because it's hard to build everything you want on the team. So, and then he comes up and takes my +1 longsword right off of Panther. I mean, I'm assuming it was because it wasn't made of Vibranium, so he just was like, that tastes better. And then he died after that. So
easily earning his weight in gold.
Oh yeah, he totally did. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't rip anything else off of me. I was like, oh, this is bad. He needs to go.
Oh yeah, solid plays right in the beginning.
Oh no, Looper was great. I did not see it coming. I completely forgot he played Matter Eater Lad. I was like, oh, that's bad.
And then I made it my mission to make sure Pete did not get Sakari and Iron Man going. So I was able to. I think I one-turned him, didn't I?
You did. You had to have a lot go. Like you had to do way more. That honestly, with as many chances as you had on that turn, that could have been way worse for me because it took all of your actions to kill him finally.
I think
it involved attacking Christine's pieces and some other stuff. It was a really cool turn, but you had to have everything.
I flurried him.
You really got close to it not going right.
Well, Harris helped me too with his Mixie Plixel guy doing the dice replacement.
Oh, Harris targeted me for the first part of the game. Everything I hit, I suddenly didn't hit. So we'll get to me stabbing into the back, but Harris invited that. And I don't forget either. The Ryans are petty, but you can't spell petty without Pete. And we were all standing on the same side of the board. So there was just going to be a lot of bull crap that day on that side of the board.
Sakarian got flurried, and then I mind controlled him. And then I moved him and attacked Christine's Ghost Rider. So then I gave him Mystics, and then he was also in line of the arrow for Yondu. And so he took another damage there too. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was happy.
You can't spell petty without Pete. You also can't spell trying hard without Ryan.
Thanks, Miles.
Yeah, I got your back.
And then what happened after you lost Sakarian? I know you came in and you pulse waved me before that happened though.
Oh yeah.
And the only person you rolled really bad, and the only person that you hit was Venom Magneto. And so Harris's first Moriarty ping was on Venom Magneto. So I lost my mobility and my TK really quick, and that hurt.
So you're standing next to me. Christine's across from me. like I'm not liking where I'm at because I'm like Christine, depending on how aggressive she's going to be, will just come across the board after you, and you're always looking to do some bullcrap thing to me. So I basically decided that my Saki was probably your target. So if I could get out a running shot pulse wave on most of your team, and I just was anticipating hitting more than one piece. And to be honest with you, though, as bad as my dice were early, and they turned around later, I was happy to at least watch Venom Magneto die, not through anything I did.
That honestly really affected the rest of my team because that's how I was planning on doing a lot with Yandu because he only has sidestep on the top. So my team started to kind of fall apart after that.
Well, and you kept making me have to move in places I didn't want to have to move because of the arrow.
That's great.
So, like, I kept having to space. You came over and stole my phone booth right away too.
Oh, that's right.
Like, you figured out exactly what I was going to do with
like,
Saki.
I'm gonna go...
was just pick super strength and carry the phone booth around all day and just place him in the middle. That's all I was really planning on doing, just so everybody had shape change the whole day.
Yep, wasn't gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
And then it took Dan, you were kind of on the outside until you went right in the middle, but what were you were able to nerf, I think, Kadari pretty quick on Looper's team?
Yeah, because Zenzi just walked up and was like, you have Battle Fury. Be angry.
And then Oliver ran up on him and went with Wally West, and I don't know how many times this has happened to him, at least twice. I think it happened another time. But he comes and charge flurries on that click. It's his last one. And if you crit miss on that click, you die. And so he came up and he crit missed on the flurry. And so Harris had the opportunity to either let Hadari die or Caveman Wally West, and he chose Hadari. So Caveman lived with the dice replacement off his crit miss, and then he was able to go back to his other dial.
Well, the best part of it was Ollie looking right at Harris and being like, Harris, are you going to help me?
Yes. Save me.
Harris, save me.
Harris had a lot of power.
The thing with my team was I didn't have a ton of mobility. Like, I didn't have TK. I had like a good improved movement, but also you picked maps where there was no hindering. I'm like, oh, well, if I move out, I'm just going to get shot in the back. So
it was an awesome desert theme.
Yeah, cool. I like jungle. Like I was like, there's no hindering for me to maneuver in at all. So I basically had to make my own hindering with Miles with Mjolnir going up and quaking all this blocking to make debris.
See, you mind.
I did better than you.
More gardened.
No, gardening was monster game. Mining was the mystical game. But Ollie's team kind of fell apart, I think. What hit, was it Looper that was able to take out like his Ronin, and Wally West fell pretty soon after that?
Yeah.
Looper got Ollie pretty good. Ollie has to hate that Harley Quinn. That piece destroys his team constantly.
Yeah, because Looper put the Force Blast ring and what was the other ring on her? Something. But yeah, Pulse Wave from her with Force Blast is nasty. So
Looper had a really good piece in that Speed Weasel. That Speed Weasel was surprising to me how effective it was.
Yeah, he tried to come up and mulch my... What did he try to hit? Was it my Makar? No, I think it was my... I think he ended up killing my Zenzi. That's what it was. Yeah, he got Zenzi because I nerfed Hadari. So he did end up killing Zenzi, and I think I traded him out because I hit with... Was it Spider-Man? I can't remember who I hit Speed... I think it was Spider-Man. Yeah, because he took a Mystics. That's what it was. I didn't realize Speed Woozle had Mystics for whatever reason that is.
And then what did you, when you moved into the middle, you had Spider-Man, you had Ironheart, Black Panther, you had most of your team.
Yeah, I just lost. The only person I lost was Zenzi, so I had my whole team.
And then Oliver had Juggerduck and Baby Groot towards the middle. And then what happened to Christine's team? Because all I remember is Ghost Rider flying across. Oh, she stood in the middle buildings for a while with Commissioner.
Christine came across and took over the middle of the middle of the map.
pretty well.
And then her invincible Iron Man was basically fighting with Ollie's team, and
Trying
so
to
Ollie
pulse
just
wave.
kept getting pulse wave. So, and then eventually Ollie kind of peeled off, and Christine came back from our edge of the map back into the middle of the map to go after Dan a little bit, and Harris.
Well, I mean, granted, I did invite it because I walked up Ironheart, perplexed her attack, and shot both of her pieces after I moved and force blasted them into the walls. So yeah, that was I invited that.
And then most of her team got taken out until Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider basically flew at my team, split my team up. I lost Saki. I lost. Who else did I lose right away? Scott Porter went down. Gambit went down. I think, Dan, you took out Gambit to get the Bloodstone off of him because I took it off of Christine's Harley that she threw in there to pulse wave me.
Makari overperformed as she usually does. Came in, charged, flurried, hit, and then just proceeded to run away with the Bloodstone.
And then Christine had to run, so then Ghost Rider got pulled, and then I was left with Reverse Flash, so I ran over to the corner, and I think that was pretty much the end for me. Where did that leave?
Yeah, I think Harris took you out, right?
Yeah, when I moved after, I was kind of stuck at that point, so I moved and just hoped for the best out of rollouts, and I think he outwitted everything and just hit me. Maybe just shape changed. I had super senses or something.
Yeah, he outwitted both your rollouts.
And I was double token, so he had 2 turns to come get me if he wanted. So yeah, it was pretty much done for me then.
I kind of moved into the middle map and kind of stayed to the outside, but where you left my phone booth, which was nice. I had a whole turn where, due to that damn Bloodstone, where I had 2 supports on my team. I managed to heal 0. And I was about ready to throw my dice across the room, even with Aunt May's 6 support thing. So luckily, May decided to participate after that, and I had a huge healing round because I kept getting attacked and taking damage, but not really losing anything significant except for Saki at the beginning. So I was really being conservative with my Black Panther because I wanted him and Harley for the late game. And then once Ghost Rider left, I was feeling pretty good at that point because I could just pulse wave most things into the ground. So would have been better with Saki, but somebody killed him like a jerk. So I kind of hung out there, and then when people started to come in more, that's kind of where I made more of my move up towards Dan and Looper and Ollie.
Yeah, there was a lot of just cross fighting there between everyone.
And eventually Harris came in to participate in that.
Yep, and that's where things just oof.
That's where it got to be a lot of table talk.
Oh, before I got taken out, I finally took out that Mixel-Plixel. I think I ran up with somebody, and then I made the boot, and then I kicked him off the building to KO him.
Yeah, because he took some damage, and then you booted him off the ledge basically. I think you did that. No, you did it. No, did you do that twice? Because you did it to Commissioner too.
Yeah, you did. You killed Christine's Commissioner.
Oh, that's right, because I had the yellow ring, and that's 2 boots. Yeah, so I booted Commissioner off the building to KO him, and then I booted Mixel-Plixel off the building to KO him.
No, he was just into the wall. He just hit him into the wall. It wasn't off the ledge.
One of my favorite things
went right to the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh, I thought he was off I just thought he was into the wall. Okay.
One of my favorite things to do with Commissioner in the big games is for get him killed before I actually get Ricky out. So I was just happy I got Ricky out and didn't shoot a Mystics character this time. So stupid.
And then how did it break down in the middle? Oliver was left with Juggerduck and a baby Groot. Who took out his Juggerduck?
I think
Looper.
And then Ollie peeled off.
Yep.
And then just sat with the Mudbath Groot for turn after turn.
Yes, for a long time. So the reputation of Camping Pete, there might be a story of it, but that legend has spread to many other players at this point because that was some epic camping. And my favorite part was he would try to seem like he was doing something by just replacing his 6 water terrain. We're like, we got it, Ollie. You're not coming in.
Pretty much.
So Looper, I kind of went into the middle, and I was just looking to do as much damage on pieces as possible. and kind of
I was
just see the way
already
things played out.
I was already in the middle, but I was also tussling with Harris because he's just such a threat over there. And I think Bucky had the best day of his life because I was a 10 on a 20 and I hit the 10 and Pete flips the freaking crit card.
Oh yeah, dude, the one shots came up big. I use the one shots more on other people's turns than my own.
That was pretty funny because Makari was a 12 on a 20 and just whiffed. I was like, oh, I got this. We're fine. And then she just proceeds because the precision strike card comes up, which is you can't reduce damage below 2. And I'm like, all right, this is my chance to like hit Colossus enough where he's not as deadly because I can't just have him walking up to people and just here's 5.
Yeah.
After you go beat up your team.
Yeah.
And then
I was happy to do that, and it was a comment of somebody said, "How did Bucky get over there?" And what'd you say, Dan? He's just making poor life choices.
Yeah. I knew. Well, the thing was I had a couple tokens off of Panther, and he could revive him from wherever. So I was like, well, it was fine. But then I had a bit of dry spell on my leadership rolls, so I think I ended up burning a few. So I couldn't end up saving Bucky, but he did more than he usually does for his 70 point or 75 points. So I was fine with what he did.
And the tarot card is all misses or crit misses. That's the tower, right?
Yep.
So that one was up, and Looper took a big gamble and flurried with the Speed Weasel on her last 2 clicks, missed both, and then that's how he went out. And so now it's
Looper went out on his own terms.
He did. Mm-hmm. So then it was Baby Groot, and then what did you have left at that point, Pete?
You had Panther, Commissioner, and something else, I think.
I had Panther, Commissioner, and Harley. So I used Commissioner to support up. Panther kept getting hit, honestly.
Yeah, he did. He ate a lot of damage.
But he healed plenty. He also had the Soul Gem one shot, which came up big. Because I kept waiting for him to get to his stop click. Like, I wanted him to get hit enough to get the stop click and then get back up. And that worked out well for me. So Harris, Dan, and I were basically locked up on the rooftop. Ollie was playing in the mud. And so they're basically, here's kind of where it started to break down. So we're on the rooftop, and the way the spacing works, I only have 1 click left on Harley Quinn, and he's got the stupid yellow rig on Moss. So I know as soon as there's a space for that boot to come out.
It was definitely happening.
I'm getting booted off the thing. I killed Looper's Blue Beetle. I had to go after it pretty hard because it was one of the things that could still do a lot of damage to my team. And just in general, just being able to take away protect, or just you can't have a power.
So the reason you're able to do that too was because of Makari, because I rolled for her basically hyper time, and then Beetle couldn't go next to her, so he just placed underneath, on a lower elevation.
So once he was off the board, then we kind of I basically spaced my pieces out to be able to pulse wave the whole roof without much of a penalty to myself. And then there was some table talk, and Harris had Colossus next to Harley Quinn. I don't think he necessarily wanted to attack Harley Quinn. It would have killed her regardless. But he went after Dan's Panther Prime, who had no tokens on it at the time. And I said, well, if you want to walk away, I'm probably going to let you. And I said probably in my defense. And then he declared his action, and I thought, here was my whole thought process. He probably can kill this Panther. And then I got to deal with this friggin' Prime Colossus and Harris when Dan's dead. Or I can at least give it a puncher's chance to Dan and just prob the breakaway and see what happens and let the dice decide it. So he declared, and I probbed the breakaway, and then he missed. So Dan survived another round, which is exactly what I'm going to have to deal with Harris. Because he was like, probably let me walk away. And I was like, yeah, Harris, I never have a plan until the moment it happens. You know me. So then he kind of chased Ollie a little bit with Dream and broke off. And then Dan's just hitting every leadership roll possible. So suddenly he had like 72 revive tokens. I don't even know how that happened. Just ridiculous. And there was an octopus arms in the corner. So I chased Harris and Ollie down just trying to get into the top 3, get one more person eliminated, and ended up killing Dream, which put Harris out. So again, I am fully anticipating what's coming next month.
And then by that point, I had picked up an equipped Mjolnir because Panther was no longer equipped because turn 2 he lost the longsword. So
yeah, that was
so
pretty good.
I got Dan to move out, and then I kind of snuck back around behind him and grabbed the Ock arms. And so Dan and I locked up. And all credit to Dan, like it was a pull sway battle back and forth. And then I just, once I could get him, I figured I can't kill him twice enough. Like I have to basically kill him twice a turn. And there was just like turns where I would miss one of the two, or there were turns where Dan would just super sense out of everything. It was a pretty prolonged battle, but once you got me to my stop click, you just ripped through him like it was nothing.
yeah, because I had exploit, and you just missed your rollouts, and I rolled. I was like, well, I need to kill him, so I just rolled blades, and it was a 5, so I just one shot Panther off your stop click.
And then at that point, I don't know what happened with Ollie and you. I know Ollie had a shot to quake you to death, right?
I was nervous, yeah, because he missed the first he did it, he missed, but he could still quake. So yeah, I luckily super sensed out, or it was either he missed or I super sensed out, one or the other.
I think he missed. He had one chance to kill you, and that was hitting the attack and then quaking after. And I think he missed both.
Yeah, all credit to Dan. I mean, it was a fun ending. We were just basically locked up, just rolling dice, and just his was more consistent than mine. I mean, the one turn when I actually hit both attacks and you hit both senses, I was a little negative. I was like, damn it, that was probably the game right there. Because I don't think Ollie's group could have gotten through Panther at that point because I hadn't been to my stop click again. But it's how it goes. The other thing, too, is not letting Harris walk away. I mean, maybe he misses the attack. Maybe Dan senses out, right? And then they're still both there.
But you made the decision.
You did make the decision.
It's too fun that late in the game to not get involved in stuff. Like that's part of why I play the board wide effects in that, especially the dice manipulation or Saturnine, is because you just want to be a part of what's going on the other side of the board. So yeah, very fun day. Congratulations, young Daniel.
And then Oliver took second, Pete with third. So Dan, what did you? Man, I don't even remember. Oh, you took Ulysses.
And right? Ollie's very happy that he can play Deathstroke now, because he was like, I was worried you were going to ban Deathstroke, and I'm like, he didn't even cross my mind. I just didn't want 6 Bloodstones.
Hey, real quick, Redmond, where did you finish?
I wanted to play Yondu. I got that out of my system, and so I'll be ready.
Yeah, but you...
Nope.
You cashed some really big checks that you couldn't, or you... Sorry, you were... You made a lot of big statements that you did not back up, though.
That's fine.
The problem is the Redmond bloodlust is real.
Especially, well, it was more funny because he played like a bunch of what I would consider like very like meta pieces, and he even admitted to it during like his promo. He's like, "I'm gonna play a bunch of meta stuff this today," and it really didn't like come through for you like I thought it would.
Well, I think Harris definitely picked on Pete the most. But I was definitely eating some of the unavoidable damage for sure. And
well, yeah, you're preventing Mag dying.
That was a huge linchpin in my team, losing a lot of that mobility. That hurt a lot. And then I think everyone started picking on my Saki, right? Pete was coming for him, Christine was coming for him, and Harris was coming for him. So he got picked apart pretty quick. So that left me with not much. Yeah. And you one-shotted Gambit to get the Bloodstone right before I regened.
I did. I was like, and you're dead. Again, Makari's great. I know people don't like Eternals as the set, but she hits above her weight class for 50.
But Oliver still has to pick an equipment. And the March game, I think, is the 22nd of March, so right before Adepticon. All right, let's go to listener questions.
Your ass better call somebody!
All right, first, we have Joe Clark. Is there a chance for a double Hidari team in the meta, or would they be too many points? I think before the Universal Weapon release, there was a chance for them, but now that you can 3 damage Pulse Wave, I think you just play 1 at 100 with the Universal Weapon.
I mean, I've had a lot of bad ideas, and this is not a
So
terribly
we
bad
went over
idea.
this during the set review. That's exactly wrong. There is room for a double Hadari Yao because of the Spider-Verse one shot where the 100-point is double token and you pay the 5 points to bring out the 60.1.
That's not the same thing. Double Hadari is on the team and affecting how
Yeah,
many
no, I
points.
understand. But this is also for people that like maybe they're going to try and sell one. I'm just saying that having two on a team is viable because you can put one on your sideline.
That's a thing you can do. Very
I think you can
specific.
play two 60.1s.
Do you have anything that you would consider putting two on the same team though? Keep in mind that also takes away points to have non-deity pieces because she has deity.
Ooh, that's the biggest point. Yeah, I think the only way you can do it, because then you still have to have. Well, it just takes it away.
You still have,
right?
Yeah, you have to fit. So 60 points, no equipment. You're looking at 120, so you have 180 points then, which isn't like impossible. But now you have to put 4 worthwhile figures on your team that don't just die and take that away. So unthemed like Timebreaker or something like that is probably the way to go. But I don't see it.
It's just, I guess the only reason I think that there might be something if someone can figure it out is that's just really a great attacker, even without the universal weapon. Like the universal weapon just makes her stupid.
And that's why I think 1 at 110 points is better than 2 at 220. And then she's got way more survivability, and you can build it out with better support.
Yeah. Like I said, I've had worse ideas. But
Miles, anything besides the put one on your sideline?
No, I there's just better options than that. If you're not going to do it that way.
Dan, what's your opinion on Hadari?
I am in just you just play one camp. She's so much better at 100 than at 60 unless something changes. I just think she's better at 100 with just one.
Yeah, she's way better at 100 than 60.
Well, that too, and I like diversification in damage, and so just like having so much into range versus close. Like I want something that can punch. So
yeah, but it's not. You're not like. Let's be honest here. Her range is it's pulse wave. If you're playing that piece, you're just trying to destroy as much stuff as possible, as quick as possible.
But yeah, no, I get that. I like I said, my whole thing is just though is like I still want variation in my damage output. So.
All right, then we have Matt Zielinski, who was cracking all the dad pops on the last Icy update.
That was me, Matt. Those are not, I'll be very clear, those on a Tuesday night when we normally record or a Sunday night are not alcoholic beverages. Those are for sure non-alcoholic beers. And if you want to talk about non-alcoholic beers, I'd be happy to discuss that with anybody. But my current favorite is Michelob Ultra Zero, 29 calories, 0% alcohol. But I didn't realize how hot my mic was. So there's been a lot of great background noises on this podcast lately, including whatever Dan has locked in his basement that's trying to get out.
We got Ben Groenhide. What are the best or your personal favorite pieces that counter equipment in Modern? So I'm seriously debating going animal with butterfly and using that Scientist Supreme combo that we were talking about with the butterfly swap to take equipment once Spider-Man is legal. I think that's my favorite.
Dude, that deceased Catwoman is ridiculous.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Like that, and the martial artist is coming up next month, and so like when you build for the monthly, like you see a piece like that, and you're like, yeah, I'm not sure I'm trotting out a ton of equipment next month based on that.
Nope.
So
every time she's been played, and I've seen her played, she's definitely held her weight.
Mm-hmm.
The USB arrow, I think, is also. I realize it's another equipment, but that is something that I think is worth still looking at. Especially if you have a figure that has energy explosion. Not energy explosion, but someone with multiple targets. You can just destroy all their equipment. So that's.
I thought it was choose a hit character.
No, It says instead of normal damage, destroying equipment equipped to each hit character.
Oh,
It is
that's
each hit character.
even better than
Yeah.
I thought it was. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so you can multi-target with it. But yeah, you can't use it with energy explosion, so you need someone with multi-targets. So, but I mean that is an idea.
I used to use
idea
that
like
before the
Nth metal, right?
Yeah, before the nth metal. I used it on Apocalypse and Genesis a lot before they rotated.
Yeah, just nuke the swords. Yeah.
And in silver. Dan, do you have one?
Probably still my favorite is Legacy Odin, just because he doesn't get rid of it, but he says you can't use it, which is
Close
still
enough.
pretty good. Yeah.
You've caused Looper a lot of emotional issues with Legacy Logan already.
I didn't think it was gonna be that rough, honestly.
Is that his most hated piece right now, I think?
Oh yeah, he said and I quote, "I'm gonna buy them just so people like Dan can't own them."
I was shocked at that. I was like, "You bought one?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not even gonna play it. I just don't want anybody else to have it."
Yeah. Which made me laugh so hard when he said that.
Then we got Paul Cote. Where can I find any games from Rebgorn or Aquamiles? They talk so much about CLIX, but I've never seen them play. Well, I think around Adepticon there might be a match between the two. If we can...
Well, and then Aquamiles already replied to him. So he has 18 or 19 trophies of being the Atlantis champion. A flood did actually destroy Atlantis. And they go, what, Atlantis? Yes, if you watch the movie, it's actually true. It's Atlantis, a Lost Empire. Milo Thatch went down there, and it decided to just, collapse, and so the air pocket was gone. But yeah, I'm sure Aquamiles he's supposed to be at Adepticon, so yeah, we shall see.
Keep an eye out. I respect Ryan and Miles' takes on HeroClix, but how do I know those other two even play Clix? What's their biggest tournament they've won? Well, at least for Rebgorn, to my knowledge, he's never lost, or at least there's no one alive to say that they've beaten him. But he does play more locally, too, to his own caverns and caves, so it's a little bit more limited.
Yeah. And it's not really easy to stream in those locations, unfortunately.
No.
That's a good point.
I want to point out that he clearly said that there's nobody alive that can corroborate that he lost, so that'll tell you what happens.
Then his last question is, if you had to pick one to never play again, what would it be? Trick Arrows, Bloodstone, Universal Weapon, or Hell Cycle? That's a quick Trick Arrows. I hate those things so much. Oh, Big Arrow? Oh, too dangerous? Real cool. Damage upon damage.
I really like the Trick Arrows. So
I hate them so much.
I probably wouldn't care about the Bloodstone or the Universal Weapon. It's like,
Universal Weapon. I have it, and I probably won't be playing it that much, even though it does give out TK. I need my arrows. I need my big arrow. And yeah, you're not taking my bikes. Rotation's going to be a sad day.
I'm going to leave bikes alone just for Miles. I don't ever play them. Like, you hardly ever see me put a bike on a team.
That's true, actually, now that you mention that.
Yeah, and they're fine. They're just not something I think about. Honestly, equipment over 10 points, unless you're getting it for free, really bugs me on a level I can't rationally explain. I don't know what it is about going over 10 points. It's like the same thing when you're shopping and like you go to buy something and they make you pay shipping and you're like, screw that, and then you just don't buy it. I know other people do that, not just me. But to answer Paul's question directly, I mean, the Universal Weapon's awesome. I love it. Not just because we're hurt Ariel. I just like to be able to get TK in Modern on whatever I need. Because it used to just be the Mandarin Ring, right? Like, the Spin Ring still gets so much play in our play group.
So much.
Yeah, so I would say that one I'm definitely keeping. I'm keeping the bikes just for Miles. I don't like the Trick Arrows because they've never functioned as I don't think they were designed to.
They're trash.
And they've just been exploited. And they're honestly just it's just kind of ridiculous what you can do. I mean, so I would get rid of those and be perfectly happy.
I agree. All right, then we have Derek Benedict with, I thought, a pretty good question here. So on a previous episode, you discussed elements of sportsmanship and allowing opponents to change little things they may have forgotten. The consensus seemed to be once dice are rolled, it becomes a new game state and there's no going back. With that in mind, can you discuss Mimic? There are no dice rolls that trigger his effect, only a declaration of and possibly the opponent physically picking up the object off the map. Imagine yourself playing in the top 16 at Worlds. Your opponent is coming across the map and picks up an object triggering Mimic's sideline active trait. You declare the Mimic D20 roll, and your opponent says, actually, I won't pick the object up. How would you proceed? Does it matter on how important the situation is? Would you request a judge to rule on it? Would your decision be different if it was a weekly game? Love the pod, and thanks for any time you give this. So for
Can I start?
Oh, God damn it. Sure.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Not after that little outburst. You go ahead.
I'm just kidding. Go for it.
Accurate.
How would I proceed? I would call a judge. You're in top 16 at Worlds. The situation absolutely means a difference. If it's Monday night and your pricing is like an op kit or nothing, whatever, man. Like, that's fine. You can make that decision.
You said it right there. You hit the nail on the head. Yeah, this is top 16 at Worlds. So you've already had 5 to 6 or even 7 rounds or whatever, how long it goes now, to know that. It's not even a judge call. You should know how Mimic works. Sorry.
But yeah, I mean,
how that works, that's where that comes into play, because it's like, yeah,
Now,
that's the
chance of you
responsibility.
not playing against the Mimic at that point is going to be insane. And yeah, top 16 is where you get the cream of the crop, and there's only players that are going to try and take advantage of that at that point. If I'm like in Swiss, like, I get it. I'd be like, hey, you sure you sure about that? That's
I think at a big tournament, I would still call the judge. I mean, I'm sorry, human error is part of the game, but just like clearly declaring that that's what you're going to do, and then have somebody be like, "Oh, nope, just kidding," because you made the decision to grab
no,
it.
that's
You
what I
know
mean.
there's
Yeah,
a
no,
limit.
I'm not letting them take it
Yeah.
back. If that means they're going
No.
to call the judge, I'm going to call the judge.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of surprised, honestly, your guys' answers. So, like, for me, like, it's not just when dice are rolled, it's also just like when you show your cards. So I would remind somebody that if they pick something up, I can roll for Mimic, not that I will roll for Mimic, and then let them choose if they still want to attempt it. So that way they still know, and I'm not letting them know that for sure I will do it. Similarly, like,
Yeah,
I'll remind.
I would do that. I would do that like once or twice, but not like every time. I guess what.
Well, that's what I mean. Top 16, I've already, said it multiple times. I'm sure other people have already dealt with it. That's top 16 is totally different at Worlds.
You're not doing it every single time, but in the first 1 or 2 times they do it.
No, I guess it also depends too on exactly, because there's gonna be certain. It also is very dependent on opponent and how they're handling themselves and everything. There's I've been in Top Cut where my opponents are totally fine. We don't care. We just bullshit the whole time and it don't matter.
Yeah,
that's totally different. So.
I'll remind my opponents though, like, about shape change, like mine and theirs. I hate it, especially in sealed, where you don't know the pieces and you're deciding like who to attack, and you say the name of an opposing figure, and before you can even finish the sentence, they go shape change, and they roll the shape change. Like, to me, that just is terrible. But the more knowledge that you actually like get out there, the better. It allows both people to kind of make faster decisions as the game goes on because you have more information. So I try to get all that information out there. Like, oh, he has shape change. If you attack me, whatever. So I don't. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I get it. Shape change. That's exactly how they do it too. Like, you're not even.
So don't let it be known.
That's what I mean. That's what really depends. Is that it's. You have a lot of those petty players, and I used to be a lot more lenient in years past, and that has gotten me nowhere for being lenient for people that just it didn't deserve to, and so that's why I said it's a case by case basis. I have a good rapport with a majority of players, as do others, but there is a select few of players that they're gonna try, and they're gonna try to take every little thing that they can, and as other players, it's going to be our jobs to not let them ever do that so that they slowly learn a lesson. I don't care. That's just what you have to do. You're going to be petty against those players because they're going to do the same thing to you. So that's where the really decision-making comes into, where it's per matchup basis.
I think the key to this, to me, is that the opponents made the choice, and then you get to make the choice about Mimic, and you say it, and then it changes what they were going to do. I think you've already committed to the action. That's no different than like if they attacked and rolled a dice. Like,
Yeah, it's like
you've
charging.
already.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's why you don't say that, all right, I'm going to roll for Mimic. I would say I can roll for Mimic. Otherwise, to me, that feels like it's a gotcha moment. You know, my main point is like, don't let it be known what you're going to do. Let it be known what you can do.
That's good advice. And I mean, that even goes to like when like somebody's targeting your piece and they're clearly looking at it, I'll be like, all right, just so you know, this is everything that I have on it. Because especially with the equipment and stuff, like the piece as the card is not often what we're playing. So like, what do you mean that piece has shape change? Well, I've got this on it, so it has shape change. Oh,
Right.
yeah, I forgot. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Like, but that's a very different environment than the top 16 of the World's event.
Yeah, I'm not saying
So-
every time, but absolutely the first time. Even if it's the finals and someone tries to do that, I'm going to say the first time that I can roll for Mimic, remind them I have it, and then as we keep going, then I'll do it. But
I think that's reasonable, and I think it's just as reasonable to involve a judge in a big tournament and let them make the decision.
Well, yeah, the judge should be, especially in the finals, active judging for sure.
See, to me, that doesn't feel good to me to say, nope, I said I'm going to roll for it. You said you're picking it up. To me, that doesn't feel good. I'm not happy with my game after that for the rest of the game.
Oh, there's a certain matchups that you'd be more than happy to do that too.
There are a
Don't lie to
handful.
yourself.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. I'm doing the outliers.
Well, I'm saying in
99%
general.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm talking about that 99.9% of actual players that we have good games with. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let them know the options and what could happen, and then make a decision based off their decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, weekly games not a big deal. Anything like that.
I mean,
Well, I'm just
honestly,
saying right now,
even
your
at
skill set's not going over so well.
honestly, even at big tournaments, I'll flat just tell people like, I'm not that like, this is not a serious thing. Like, as long as dice haven't rolled, or there's like soft cheating, like I'll pretty much just let people walk stuff back. I've let people walk 20-minute turns back, like because they miscounted by a square or something.
Would
And
a,
it just
would a
changes the complexion
21-minute
of the game.
turn be the limit of that?
Well, so there's two different things here, right? Like, there's somebody made a mistake and wants to take their turn back, and I'm pretty much whatever because it's going to determine the game. Or there's just like knowingly taking that much time on purpose.
Yeah.
Like yeah. Those are two different
Maybe-
things.
They
yeah,
are.
but I mean, I think that's just you being taught a lesson. Like, I think that if you start implementing that tactic, that it could help you.
Derek, great question. Absolutely great question. Thank you.
Yeah, really good. All right, Ryan Bookwood, local tryhard. Just a follow-up from my comment question last week. Chase boosters are the worst. Someone had to pick between a Pog and an Ultra Chase. What world do we live in? Yeah, so he actually asked that question last week, and that's exactly what happened. We had Collector, and then one of the best Pogs, what did we say it was, the Flute?
Yeah, it was the flute. Yeah, the wild card one.
So that exact scenario happened. And honestly, like, I would have been happy with either, but it still doesn't feel good to pick the Flute over an Ultra Chase.
My problem is not the chase boosters. I love the chase boosters.
Yeah.
I think they're awesome. My problem is the damn Pog need to just be in the boosters. Or in the legacy card pack. Or somewhere in the set. That fixes the whole problem.
It does.
Yeah,
I mean,
you really
it would
shouldn't
still
have
make
anything that's not in the main set. Everything should be available in the bricks. So.
But like I said, someone's getting a chase or an ultra chase in that chase booster. Like, there's a way to make the Pogs still valuable, but also have them allocated. But that's why I says that WizKids is at the point now where they're Dr. Evil because they'd rather have millions than billions. So.
Well, the chases are in the bricks and the boosters, and chases will
That's
go
what I mean.
usually for like 75 or 50, a few months, 50,
Yeah.
$75. The bystanders are so hard to get. They're going between like $100 and $200. They're the most expensive piece in the sets.
If you want to buy standard, you may never get more than one shot at it.
Yep.
To play for it, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that's the worst part is just the fact of like, especially with this set, and they have how many bystanders now in this one, and they only have one in the boost, like in each chase booster. I was like, oh, okay, that's like,
You want to save some money for app kits? Don't make figures of cards. Just give us the friggin' Pogs.
yeah, exactly, yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, going to Wes Robertson. Thoughts on the new ChampionClix YouTube channel? So ChampionClix is Wes's new thing. He's been busy pumping out the interviews. And Wes, I think you might have found your thing there. So he's got a bunch of players that he interviews already lined up. And I think he's got, probably 5 on there already, at least?
Yeah, he's a lot better at talking clicks than he is at playing clicks, for sure.
Shots fired. I think I've liked it, Wes. I've liked that you're getting people on there, and you're doing a really good job of interviews. I mean, that is a skill. So, but I'm gonna let you chew on what Miles just said.
Yeah, I would keep it going, and if you haven't yet, check out ChampionClix on YouTube. And then his other question is, HeroClix means different things to different people. What does this hobby game community mean to you? For me, it's my escape. I personally have let go of a lot of other hobbies to focus on Clix, and I get to play with my family. It's a majority of my social life, and the people that I talk to daily are mainly HeroClix players now.
I am not a good HeroClix player. We all know that.
We do.
I'm easily the worst. So I'm easily the worst one on this podcast.
Oh no! I'm not any better than you are, Pete. So
anyways, so I just enjoy the community. I mean, we give we've probably recorded how much in the last 7 days? Almost 9 hours,
at least.
So yeah, about as long as my wife was in labor for all 5 kids.
So, I mean, that tells you how much we like the game and we like hanging out with each other. And that's without just playing at Redmond's and the fantastic job they do in the Monday nights with the rest of the crew. So the community means the most to me. The game is the game. It's what we build the activity around. So I really enjoy it.
I think my favorite is still the monthly. As much as I enjoy going to events and I really enjoy judging as a different way to flex the HeroClix muscles, I think my favorite is still the monthly every month. It's the thing I look forward to, the thing I think I put the most time into building teams and stuff into. So
yeah, we have all these events coming up and as soon as we finish the monthly, I'm still looking at the next pieces to play for the next month first before building with teams for events that are next weekend.
As Harris adequately put, that was fast for me banning a piece because I was already looking at okay, well, what do I need to look at to ban?
I go home the night of the monthly and I build for one of the next 2 monthlies.
Mm-hmm.
Just start, because you have to have a couple of teams because, Dan banned this one in 7 seconds. Looper and Dan are making fast decisions. I would have taken some time, but
I just go with my gut, Pete. That's literally just how it works.
Miles, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm it's a lot different than me since I don't live next to you guys or really get to play consistently enough. But HeroClix is just one of those hobbies that actually is helping me get through a bunch of stuff because my parents are going through surgery. I got 5 kids, and so it's more than just a hobby or game or just a community. It's just it's something that keeps me sane. It still feels really weird to say that about a miniatures game, but yeah, it's just extremely fun to talk about, to really team build, and it's the comics has just always been there for me. So it's nice to be able to get into something that's similar to that and everything. And plus, the second biggest reason is I just love talking trash to Wes because no matter how good he thinks he is, I'll always be better.
That was a good question though, Wes.
Yes.
Then we have one from Westpool. We're probably losing the motorcycle and health cycle at rotation this fall. Will Aquamiles cry? And what impact will that have on the competitive scene when you can't just slap 15 points on any character to give them move and attack?
That's a really, really interesting question. It's going to have a lot more impact on the competitive scene than any Deadpool ever rotating. So, I mean, that's going to be really interesting. There's never been a rotation where man, I wish this Deadpool would have stayed because... Man, I was winning so much with him. That just doesn't happen.
Ever.
So, once again, we had a rotation where Aquaman rotated with BTU, and we survived. We have the motorcycle, we have the hell cycle, but luckily we have the glider. It doesn't give us any move and attack, but it gives us, enough. So that will have to be decent enough. And the team building strategy is going to have to change a little bit. But, just remember, for however many Deadpools there are, Motorcycle and Hell Cycle are better than any of them.
We've seen we've seen the glider. Have we seen what the actual destroyer armor does? Does it give defense powers?
No.
So we don't even know what it does. I would assume it gives defense powers.
From what I understood from the article, it's going to give a reducer for sure. So I don't know anything else. Yeah, so I just don't know anything else beyond that. I'm really excited for that. That's a really neat way to do the armor. So I'm really excited to see what it gives or what it does.
And the glider does increase speed too. So I mean, I'd assume we get something around the time that will take its place. It probably won't be able to be played in multiples or maybe, but I think everyone liked the concept and it makes pieces more playable. Have you heard anyone really complain about the motorcycle or Hell Cycle?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anyone didn't like it. It makes more pieces have the chance to get played. If someone has top dial Force Blaster Stealth for 15 points, now they're moving attack, and that makes that piece go from sitting in a box to actually being viable.
I think the only thing was when the set released, just because it took the space of your 2x or your 1x2. I think that was the only gripe people had with it, but that was just because the distribution in that set was rough.
Yeah, that's a good point actually.
When
you have 4 pieces and one of them's a motorcycle and you're on your 7th motorcycle, it's not the best feeling.
That's all. That was.
And it messed with battle royales. That messed with it too.
Yeah. Yep. Because you pull a bike, you're like, well, crap.
And there's already 4 figures, so you get 3 figures in a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough. All right, then we got Peter Marshfield. Howdy, let's go punch Bill Cipher. Well, after my performance at the Icy Regional, Scrublord status right here, I moved on to the Second Chance event and managed a 2nd place finish. I think I've realized something. Despite as open as the meta feels and is, I personally have a hard time pinning down exactly what I want to play. I suffer from last-minute decision swaps that are definitely a mistake. I do not want to give credit to everyone that I met and played with on Saturday because it was a great day full of clicks. Oh, I do want to give credit to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a pretty. I mean, they had a pretty open field of people there too, as far as players and stuff too. So.
Yeah, that was the 33 player one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an awesome big one.
Peter, I've had to learn to stop myself from doing that.
Did you stop?
It's not easy. No, I did. I pretty much commit to something and say I'll switch my teams out, but the last second panic switch to the other team of the idea I had the day before has pretty much gone away. I mean, I'd pretty much stick with it and at least sit down and practice placement and stuff on the maps I'm playing. But it's hard to do, man. And that's a good thing of the hobby is there's just so much stuff you want to do, right? And that's good for the meta. It's not just the same pieces. Mm-hmm. I got to play this piece or I got to play the hard counter to this piece. But we'll see with Collector.
On to some
I think that's
go ahead.
Going that way. No, I just think it's going that way a little bit with Collector.
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's a new hotness and that's why, or do you just think it's that good of a piece?
I think it's new hotness.
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mix of both. Honestly, it's not just he is very good, but I also think it's part of it. He's new too, so.
But he's also actually interesting and fun to play. It's not like Hidari Yao where she's just broken, and so she's the best piece. Collector's actually very fun. You can make him unique with the 3 equipments that you play. There's a ton of stuff around him that doesn't make him boring at the same time is really good. I think he's here to stay.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm just saying he's a new hotness because he's winning a bunch of stuff and because people really haven't had tested against it a lot. So it's going to catch a lot of teams off guard that aren't prepared to be able to deal with it.
I think he's going to stay, and I think it's going to be it's a piece you have to build for and be ready for.
Yeah, but you can look at the 300-point APOC. That was a menace until it wasn't. So.
No, but he's different than APOC though too. That's the thing. He's.
I know he is. Yeah, no, it's the same thing. It's going to take a little bit, but yeah.
All you needed for 300-point APOC was a stop sign.
Or a barrel.
Yeah. Well, being able to he has improved targeting hindering. So once there's ways to shut that off, and then it's I guess you can play him with Mern, but I don't think him and Mern is a good idea, honestly.
No. All right, on to some other CLIX talk. You win the chance to design a figure, or WizKids holds a raffle, and every player's name currently active and attending regular larger events, and you have won. However, it's a monkey's paw. The figure you design has to be dedicated to someone else. You get credit for the design, but you don't get to decide dial length or point cost. First, who are you designing the figure for? And second, who is getting the sculpt design of the Tribbles, but it's called Turd Muffin? So I'll choose Bookwood, and it's just an aluminum trash can overflowing with garbage, and then a big dent in the side where I kicked it.
Yeah, it's got to be Westpool for me. It's just going to be a trash piece, and it's going to be the new thing that's going to be where your opponent is forced to play that figure, and then you get to choose your opponent's best figure. You know, you swap their teams. So he's going to be 300 points, and when he's played, you swap him with your opponent, and he's just a trash 300-point piece.
I'd make a piece for Pete, actually.
I don't care if you name my piece Turd Muffin, Dan. I appreciate you making a piece for me.
It's just like, I would just make it like reverse pulse wave, because I know how much Pete enjoys pulse wave, so I'd make a piece that is reverse pulse wave. Oh, you pulse wave Pete? It's going to hurt you, actually.
Or it just heals
and you. Yeah, why would you ever choose to do that?
You have to do it. When this character attacks, it must do reverse pulse wave.
No, it's more of like shape change this protected pulse wave, and then it flips the pulse wave back on the attacker. Something like that, something stupid like that, where it's like, hey, you pulse wave me. Ha, look at that, it hurts you instead.
What do you got, Pete?
I was gonna be nice with this.
Why would you do that? This is not for being nice.
I would say that I would make a team base for this podcast.
I thought you were going to say you were going to make it one for Dan, but he has to roll a 1 from all of the effects.
Well, Dan's physically not capable of doing that.
That's why it's hilarious, because that means he'll never be able to play good with his own figure.
His dice would... I mean, the figure would be the handsomest HeroClix ever made, but his dice would not allow him to play that. It just wouldn't work. Like, you can't do anything with the piece until you roll, and you have to roll a 1. Dan would just be like, it's just sitting here. Yeah.
It's just gonna sit on my desk and look pretty, but do nothing else.
Yeah. Redmond, I thought about making you a piece, but I got nothing for you tonight. Or not even... the Bookwood answer is a better answer than what I was going to give. I do like the fact that you kicked the trash can.
Oh my god.
And then last he says, since I'm such a modern scrub, I'm turning my sights back to Silver Age. Something about Silver Age just feels better for me over modern. Might be because I can keyword cheat things around. Anyway, I have 2 builds for you with the focus on silver, and I'm curious as to what you guys think. So the first one is a Chase Doom team from the new Collector's Trove set, with Arno Stark with the Power Gem, Colossus with Captain Carter's shield, then the Doctor Doom, Demon in Armor with Emotional Modifier, Sakari and Iron Man with the Cloak of Levitation, and then the White Shirt Porter with Sinestro Core Ring as an armor theme.
Oh, this is definitely a Pete team.
This is a hard defensive shell. Like, you don't even want to deal with this team.
Yeah, but it also nukes you from so far away, too.
Mm-hmm.
So the Power Gem on Arno, do you get to ping him if you roll more than a 10? Because you're only dealing 1 damage.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
if you roll a 10,
after resolution.
Yeah, it's after resolution, so you'll hit him again.
Okay. I guess that could
I
be
mean,
neat if you
but
hit
it's still
that.
but it's a 12 range, right? I mean, that's huge. Yeah, it's only the 1 pen damage, but that's still pretty big.
Yeah, but you don't need it. It says that he has a range value of 12, all the improved targets, and range.
Yeah.
So you don't need to take that range to still benefit from the range value of 12 and all the improved targeting.
Yeah.
So he's still going to be able to hit 12 for 6.
Yeah, exactly. And you could energy explode or whatever you want to do, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to take that range.
No.
Yeah, but you're probably doing that if it's silver and there's all these pieces on a small map.
Yeah, it's going to be depending on what you're going against, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like that's why you're at 12 for 6 then, which you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd try to go into more. There's no dice replacement here, right? No. I feel like I would try to lean into that at some point. But yeah, it's a pretty good defensive shell.
I mean, this is hitting a lot of the pieces that I play a ton, or I like. So I mean, I'm fine with it. I like it. Good job, Peter.
And is it? It is silver legal, right? Yeah, everything's rotated.
Yes. Yeah, he's got 155 modern points, and I think all the rest are silver, yeah.
All right, well, let's compare that to the second team, which is 100 point Hidari Yao with the time gem, Hawkeye and Hawkeye with the power gem, World's Finest with the utility belt, the Chase Fred from BTU with Captain Carter's shield for that defend, Misty Knight from AV60 with the reality gem, Scott Porter with the Sinestro Core ring, the white shirt, and then Commissioner on a detective theme.
So he's going offensive, but he's also trying to do defensive. Get rid of Chase Fred.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Chase Fred.
You're trying to do way too much. You need to decide whether you're going to attack or not.
Yeah.
With Fred there, you're going to try and do a defensive shell, and that's just you don't play this team with it as a defensive shell.
No, you go all in basically.
You're going to put Shaggy on there. You need to be aggressive. That's what this team is. Like you either you don't pussyfoot it and you just go. You just jump into the deep end.
Well, you can free up 55 points pretty quick by getting rid of Fred, the Carter Shield, and the Reality Gem, and find something that you can do with that. You got great attackers. I mean, 3 great attackers.
If you want to do Reality, I don't know if you need the Perplex, but you can just do the Spin Ring for 5 points on Misty Knights then.
And honestly, I think you could probably free up 65 points because I'm not sure that you play the power gem over the arrows for free on Hawkeye and Hawkeye.
You don't get the arrows for free. He's not.
They're not marksman?
They came out before the keywords was out.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine. Then the power gem's great. So you still are getting 55. So in detective, you got to be able to find something good for 55, even if you want to lean into the defensive piece there. But I would.
Well, there's no reason you can just take off Prime Absorbing Man and you get Prime Batman on there with another ring.
Oh, that's awesome, and he gives you utility too, and I like his utility over Fred.
Yeah, you need to. Fred is not the answer. You're trying for too much. You need to just go all in on offensive because if you have a team with Fred where you're trying to also shell, that's really going to mess up your. It's really going to switch your brain into thinking that you have to try and keep Fred adjacent to really.
Well, it's also that Fred's only at 18 defend on that. I know it goes +1 with the Carter Shield, but I still think that's not. It's not as much of a defensive shell as you want it to be. If you're going to go into defensive shell, you go all the way in. Like I remember seeing a defensive shell detective team, and Fred was at full, and then that was disgusting.
Yeah, but because if you do that, you look at Hawkeye and Hawkeye, like they're gonna have a 13 with the power gems. Like them against a 19, they're gonna need a 6. So you need to understand that your opponents are also gonna do that. A 19 defend just isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he actually had 19 on the low point dial too. So I'm not a fan of Fred. What are we stuck on the time gem over universal weapon? I feel like that's just the obvious play.
Is it modern points he couldn't make work? I gotta look.
He's got 15.
He's got 15.
The reason why, if you look at that though, is that he has
her
range,
range,
and then it modifies her range +1. So I get that.
But it's not 3 damage pulse wave.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not that. But I don't know because it's.
If you're gonna play the most ridiculous piece, just make her the most ridiculous piece. I wouldn't try to be cute with her.
My question is my one question that I will pose to this is: would the spectral and the lightning be good on her, or that still is not better than her pulse wave, right?
No, you want the pulse wave.
Okay, that was the only thing because lightning increases your damage dealt when you use bolts, and then obviously you're getting precision,
so increasing the damage is you don't want that. You don't want that because that happens. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
that'll be the final check.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So like basically an extra bolt would be the better thing here. Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
If you're gonna put 10 points on Hidari, the answer is always the universal weapon.
Yeah.
And if you needed silver points, the answer is gonna be Exo specs.
Yeah, 12 points for Exo. Yeah.
All right. Then we'll go to his final question, which is, what is the weirdest type of meat you've had or heard of being made into jerky? I don't have an answer for this one.
So yeah, I've had tons of jerkies. I've had a bunch that came from Australia. Emu and kangaroo were definitely the most interesting ones and different.
I would have never guessed those two things. So. I'm sure someone's turned like human meat into jerky, right?
Could we not?
Yeah,
talk
but that's
about
not. But that's like I said, that's fine. I would rather have that than
I'm gonna say just because I live in Milwaukee doesn't mean I want to talk about that guy.
Number one, we live in Wisconsin, so we're like one of the serial killer capitals of the world.
So it's probably happened closer than we think.
Yeah, I might even be down the street right now.
You guys are acting like you're not serial killers yourselves. You're telling me you don't wake up to a nice bowl of Cookie Crisps?
I've got the guy in the basement that has to put the lotion on the skin, so there is that problem.
Yeah, Dan literally has to mute his mic so that you can't hear the guy banging it on the pipes.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the chances that there's another serial killer on this podcast?
Not unlikely.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say weirdest jerky I've ever eaten was gator. That was weird.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad one.
I really feel like I want to wake my kid up to answer this question because there's like in Wisconsin Dells, which is like this like little like vacation area in Wisconsin. That's the name, Wisconsin Dells. It's pretty fun, but they have a jerky store there, and every time we go there, as we go about once a year, kids like to go up there. He has to go to the jerky store and find like the weirdest thing possible. So Logan would be able to answer this question a lot better than I could.
I'd like to know his answer.
I'll get back to you. I'll do some research.
All right, Matthew Prignano, the prizing for Adepticon looks solid. What is your guess for the unrevealed LE prize figure? I actually was looking at the prizing today, and it might be like the best prize event I've ever seen. We'll go over the actual like prizing on a future episode for all of the Adepticon stuff. We do still need Kanto for Assassins, but we have gotten way more DCLEs this last year with no X-Men sets, so I'm really hoping something X-Men related, or at least Marvel.
It's an homage to Hulk Hogan and Aqua Miles.
Brother. It's gonna be Mr. America, or what I'm really hoping for is Shep Ramsey.
Chef Ramsey.
Yes. Please tell me you know who Shep Ramsey is.
Chep or Chef?
Shep.
Oh no, I want Gordon Ramsay.
No, Shep Ramsey. Okay, I'll give you a quote from the movie. Okay. I was frozen today.
Nope, I'm gonna go with Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Suburban Commando.
Yeah, so I could have a trait.
Suburban Commando.
Chef Ramsay is way better than that.
Chef Ramsay.
No, perplexed to shout insults at you and support because he feeds you.
Yeah, the title of the power is It's Raw.
Yeah, if your opponent's turn takes longer than 4 minutes, you have permission to just belittle them. I like it.
See? Give us a Chef Ramsay.
Permission. We need permission for that?
Not in Kenosha.
Oh.
No.
If a turn takes longer than 4 seconds, somebody's belittling you around here.
And then they call me over, and I go, well, how long did you take? Well, this long. Well, hurry it up.
Dan, did you have an answer?
I have no idea. I'm just excited to see what it is. Like I
now want to get 2 pieces of bread at Adepticon so I can put it.
Also an idiot sandwich. I was trying to think of how to turn that one around. Just carry around a loaf of bread and just use that on people.
Yeah. Miles, hear me out. Hulk Hogan movies shifting focus.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What did he do? He held the bread against her head and just yelled, "What are you? What are you?" And he made her say an idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich, chef.
That was fantastic. Oh my god. I completely forgot about that one.
Did everyone get their go at this one?
Yes, chef.
I think so. All right. Next is Alec Muser. If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule? Do you have
Did he get auto-corrected?
I don't know.
That was my first question. Was this autocorrect?
No, this is a thing.
The rule brought you to a conclusion, so it helped?
No, because I just break the rules, so this doesn't really apply to me.
You're supposed to follow the rules, Dan.
I've been
can't be a judge and break the rules, Dan.
Yeah, your thing can't be breaking the rules if you're going to be a judge.
Okay, well, flexibility.
You guys heard it here first. He's a judge that breaks the rules, and that's his thing.
Well, he's really not good at breaking the rules because he hasn't been winning a lot.
I know. Never said I was consistent. It's also hard to win when you're judging, Miles. There's that. I can't do both.
That's true.
Well, when you break the rules, you can just decide who wins, and then you win.
That's true.
We can do that too.
Hey, did you not know that?
Man, it's such an informative podcast.
All right, Mark Bird, how satisfying is it to see, and more so pilot, a successful bespoke team that is unexpected amongst a meta of repetitive copy-pasta builds with barely 50 points of variation amongst some builds? I think that's like my favorite thing. I'll counter-build the meta all the time before joining into it.
It's literally what my team is for ChampionClix, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah, I build to counter, so I get it. That's what I do.
Pete, now you've said on this podcast so far that you are stealing at least 3 builds. What's your opinion on this one?
I'm a meta monkey. That's all I know. I just find people that are better at the game than I am, and I try to steal whatever it is that I can.
You love to see it, though.
Are items like Pogs and Chase Boosters really just awarding a win more attitude and ostracizing the larger player base who can't access nor collect everything in sets anymore due to this model?
The Pogs just need to be out of the Chase Boosters. The Chase Boosters are a great idea.
Yeah.
They're just, the one item is executed poorly.
Pogs should not be $200.
Not at all. This is what if I ever had the chance to talk to WizKids, this is what I'd say.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ram.
How did you make that so fast? Are you just sitting on it?
I'm good.
Oh, I feel like he's just sitting on it.
Oh, I guess, yeah, anything you do on your computer, I can't hear, whereas it records everything I do.
Well, no, I muted my mic because it would have played it, so I had to be stealthy about it.
Yeah. No, that was solid.
Yeah.
All right, lastly, you get one all expenses paid weekend away with one of the following groups in Las Vegas, assuming we could bring back those we've lost for this one weekend. Which group would you choose? Group number 1, Road Warriors Hawk and Animal with Draws, Heidenreich, and Kensuke Sasaki.
So that's the American pronunciation. He also misspelled it. It's Kinsuke Sasaki.
Okay. Well, I'm not ever hanging out with Heidenreich ever, so he's gone.
Me and Heidenreich, we're going to town.
There's only one correct answer in this, and Mork normally has great wrestling questions, and I'm going to say that if all you guys don't pick the same one, then we've got issues.
So group number 2 is Degeneration X era, Triple H, Mr. WrestleMania, X-Pac, China, Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn. Group 3 is Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn. Group number 4, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Randy Savage, Honky Tonk Man, Jake the Snake Roberts, and the Nasty Boys. That just sounds like a terrible hang with so many of those people. Undertaker, Kane, the Brood era Christian, the Brood era Edge, Gangrel, and Paul Bearer. And then the last one is Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Headbangers, and the Hardy Boys.
Okay, so before we choose, I'm gonna do some history lessons on why he threw the Kinsuke Sasaki on there.
All right.
So Road Warriors Hawk came out in 1982. Their first televised match, they gave them the championship belts anyway. Blah blah blah. They got fired from WWE because of drug use by Hawk. So Hawk went to Japan and said, "You know what? I don't need to have Animal." And so there's this up and coming wrestler that went. It's Kinsuke Sasaki, and he's like, "You and me are gonna be partners." So they became Power Warriors, where he became a Hawk Warrior, and then you had Power Warrior as Kinsuke, and then Draws came in after the whole entire drunk angle with Hawk, because Vince loves doing that. And then after Hawk died, we got the greatness of Heidenreich. an animal.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah.
So we're all going Degeneration X, right?
So
Yes.
yeah, I had one issue with this because Mr. WrestleMania was never with X-Pac, China, Road Dogg, and Badass Billy Gunn. X-Pac replaced Mr. WrestleMania after WrestleMania 14 when Shawn Michaels retired.
This is a fantasy weekend.
Yeah,
that's the correct choice.
And it's not.
It's not
a Degeneration.
Kane.
It's Degeneration X era Triple H and Mr. WrestleMania. No,
I understand that, but it's Kane and X-Pac, Road Dogg, because I want to use that little voice box. Suck it, you know? That's what I want to use.
No, Kane was never.
I'll be honest. I just want to go gambling with Jesse James and Billy Gunn.
So Mr. WrestleMania at this time, the Degeneration X era, loved picking fights that he couldn't win, and I don't want to babysit. That's why I would rather have Kane than Mr. WrestleMania. But I'm right there with you.
That sounds like a great weekend, so I'm still going with HBK.
Yeah.
So
there'd be a lot of drugs then.
I guess before we move on to the second part of the question I wanted to ask, Dan, what would you say?
I mean, the most notable one is obviously like the Degen era people. They're the ones I'm like the most familiar with. My only other comment would be that I would the third group is just a lot. Well, I don't know if Rey Mysterio does drugs. I know that's what Eddie died to, right? Was he?
Well, no, he was sober. He died of a heart attack.
Yeah. Heart attack?
Drug use. Yeah.
Okay.
Perry Saturn was homeless, but he's back. And then, Chris Benoit.
He also died, right?
Allegedly, we don't know yet because supposedly he got murdered. Who knows? You know, there's a lot to that.
Okay.
I
think
I tried to stay away from the Benoit.
That was one thing that was on my mind was because I think that list has the most dead guys, so that would be kind of interesting, just because they're they're no longer like.
What is going on now? All right,
is Dan asking?
What do you mean the most dead guys?
I would choose this group because it's the most dead guys, and that would be interesting.
No, I never interacted with
Warrior,
them.
Macho Man, Honky Tonk Man, like they're dead.
I didn't know that. Is this the people?
Honky Tonk Man's alive, but it's Warrior and Macho Man. They're dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dan is trying to.
Dead man walk. I mean, and Undertaker's a dead man walking. Paul Bear's dead.
Dan's trying to see beyond the veil of this life to the next, so he's just bringing people back like a necromancer.
I'm a huge Warrior fan. In fact, I have my Warrior wrestling buddy with me right here, which is amazing. Maybe I'll take a picture for the only Dans that we have.
This question has just gone off the rails. I was going to ask if you guys had a second choice, what would it be?
Yeah, it's Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, because we talk about being over people like melted butter. Under Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man have the craziest macho maniacs. Like they're the ultimate maniacs. It's insane. Talk about floating through the veins with the power of the warrior. Talk about skeletons in closets. It's amazing.
Sounds really awkward.
Here, I got it right now.
Dan, you want to hang out with the most dead people.
So yeah, that's right here. So this is how it starts. No sleep, no food, no nothing. Just maniacism. I don't know much. All I know is that we're totally out of control.
All right, we're gonna just push along here after that.
I would go Steve Austin, the Hardy Boys, and the Headbangers.
That would have been my second choice.
I wouldn't let Jeff drive.
There we go. That's what I would do too. All right, there we all took our top two and recovered gracefully. All right,
you asked me a wrestling question, but I don't know.
Dan, that might have been the biggest surprise answer I've gotten from you.
We have gotten some insights into Dan tonight. Rules breaking judge and man that wants to know what comes after this life.
All right, we got McConnell Lamar. Hey, gents, I hope it's been another great week. Sorry about the missed picture last time. I was asking what one modern age figure are you most looking forward to using with each of the pictured, this time for real, equipment. So it's pretty much all the equipment from Collector's Trove. So the first one is Mjolnir, would you put this on anyone besides Collector's Trove Thor? I mean, realistically, it's free on any Captain America, Spider-Man, or Thor, or Odin.
Or
I really like it on.
Yeah, or Odin. That would be cool if I could actually get an Odin that a new figure of Odin, not a legacy that I could put that on. So
I like it on Legacy Cap.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, Legacy Cap is great with it, but yeah, it's tough because I think there's a few Spider-Mans coming out in Spider-Verse that are going to be amazing with it. Even that rare.
Miles is great with it. The
Black Panther one?
Yeah, he's great with it for free.
Yeah, there's a ton of Spider-Men that are going to be awesome with it shortly, so that Mjolnir is going to be everywhere. And then next is Crimson Gem. So I really like it on Ulysses Bloodstone. Giving him super strength and the improved movement. Destroys blocking is huge. And he already has leap and climb, so he's super mobile. That's what I'm playing him on right now.
Yeah, look too much into Hoot. I just want to put it on a big guy so I can go, oh yeah, when I break through walls like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. It was basically on a figure that was already pretty good, and I just wanted to give them like a already good hitter that I just want to put improved blocking to make sure you go through and go to wherever you want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, it on camo actually isn't too bad. I mean,
yeah, well, he already destroys blocking though.
No, he doesn't. He has improved.
He's got the Starburst. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, momentarily.
Oh yes, he does. Yeah.
I was I've played that figure enough. I'm pretty sure he definitely destroys the blocking.
But I was following until Nick lost to it, so I'm like, this piece sucks.
Wow, rude, sir, rude.
Pete,
I'm fine with Ulysses. Yeah. Ulysses.
Actually,
Reverse Flash is another idea too.
I know Ryder. Everybody's hot on the Dream Ruby. I actually like it on him because then he can just be my barrel carrier or herb or whatever because he's just hard to kill. So, and the destroys blocking is just nice because he already has improved movement elevated in characters.
Yeah, anyone with any improved movement but lacking that, it helps them out a ton. I do like Pete's suggestion though of Reverse Flash.
No, that was Miles.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty solid. Yeah.
Oh, Miles said Reverse Flash.
Yeah, the only thing going on Reverse Flash is a glider.
All right, I'm less big on Stormbreaker. Did you guys have an answer for Stormbreaker?
I do. That's easy. Starter Thor. Pulse Wave would knock back, baby. 2 damage Pulse Wave would knock back. Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's good.
Prime Spider Ham.
Yeah.
Let's knock you back the entire map, and you're gonna take that much penetrate.
Ooh,
yeah.
All right.
I just like the consistency of the Pulse Wave. I'm like, I just got to make sure I hit, and then things are happening.
Oh, you do have to pay for it.
Pulse Wave normally. Like, what is this going on tonight?
I never said I hate it. I used Pulse Wave on Saturday. What are you talking about? I hate Pulse Wave.
You hated yourself a little when you did it.
This is the birth of Evil Dan now, too.
God. Come on, 6. The birth of 6. Come on.
Spider-Ham does have to pay for Stormbreaker, though, but I do like that combo, too.
I'll take 10 points for
it. Universal Weapon. Did you have an answer for that, Pete?
What do you guys think on Molecule Man, the Legacy?
Stormbreaker?
Which equipment or Stormbreaker specific?
Stormbreaker.
You're not really abusing his thing, though. Just for the knockback?
Now, you're targeting 3 people, so they're going to take 3 damage plus penetrating knockback because it grants knockback.
But you have to actually hit with your attack still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you want to hit with your attack.
Yeah.
I think I've had worse ideas.
Oh, for sure. On this podcast you have tonight.
In the last 10 seconds.
That's true.
Wow, we were really hitting it tonight. All right.
Universal Weapon. Does anyone have any other options besides Hidari Yao?
Yeah, Hidari Yao's that's the cheap pick. Universal Weapon's going to be a great piece that you're going to throw onto a piece that's going to like Chair Panther. He's going to be your TK. So you're going to make him a little bit more useful than he's just shutting off. So you're giving him more support role. I think it works on a ton of people. The only reason why Universal Weapon is because I think of the Pulse Wave. But yeah.
Being able to use it as TK in the beginning is really nice too, and so I like it on Talon. I know we've talked about that on Assassin teams, but being able to use her as a TK turn 1 is really good.
Yeah.
The Legacy Captain Marvel or the Chase Gauntlet Loki.
Oh, she's great. Everybody, people that have caused chase groups poo-poo.
Hey,
bought a bunch of them.
I thought Captain Marvel was amazing.
It's crapping on Captain Marvel. She's great. 95 points, so she's basically 85 with that thing.
She's not great. She's just not great with the universal weapon.
What are you No, she's still really good.
She's really good.
She was a straight upgrade from what she was.
No, what? No.
Yes, she is literally a straight upgrade from where she was. You cannot tie her down anymore, and she's still got everything she used to do besides the Pog, but she's still amazing.
Miles, I need a 4th take on this.
On who? I just closed off. I was looking at my next pick.
So Dan and Pete think that the Captain Marvel Legacy card is an upgrade from... Okay.
No! You know what? You're right. It is. You should play him. You should play him competitive at full. Prove everyone wrong.
I would play her at 95, just like she used to get played at 95. But she is literally a straight upgrade from what she was.
Well, that doesn't mean that she's good.
I'm gonna be okay to say you're wrong.
You can say Prime Josiah X is an upgrade from the regular one. That doesn't mean he's good.
Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, but that's like apples and oranges. I'm not like comparing her to.
No, they have the exact same point cost. Well, no, never mind. You saved 10 points with him. But no, she's not. No, she's a third of your team. She just gets manhandled.
All right, we're going to push through to the Yaka Arrow. Obviously, Yondu, it just does way too much with him versus the other one.
Yeah, you don't pay 20 points, even with Molecule Man, because Yondu's able to move and then place it adjacent to him. So, yeah, there's no.
And Yondu pings everybody
and
in between it.
Yeah, it's 4 and it destroys blocking and it's free. Like, yeah, it's too good on Yondu. It is worth mentioning that you can do it twice with Molecule Man. It's only the 1 ping, but it is 1 ping twice, and you're moving 8.
Yeah, but it's still not good enough because like it's only going to be able to. Yondu is just way more because you can move it adjacent to him.
Yeah, it's still just worth mentioning that you can do it.
Yeah.
Cosmic.
You can also play Captain Marvel Legacy, so you can do it.
Cosmic Cube. I'm not a fan of the Cosmic Cube. A Thanos if you can't equip him because it's free, like a 300-point one, but I'm never paying 10 points for a random effect object.
I'll say I like the cube, and I'm going to put it on White Tiger Prime if I don't have a god on her.
Really? Why?
Yeah. Like, all of the effects are good.
Now, do you have to re-roll it every turn?
Let's see.
HC units doesn't say. So, until your next turn.
Yeah,
so there's one that says until your next turn. See, this is where it gets because you can place it to opposing characters. See, you have to do it every turn. That's no. There is Molecule Man, I guess, can get it and roll twice to help get him.
You put it on Prime White Tiger?
Yeah. If I'm not putting a god on her, I like this a lot. It either gives her prob, opposing characters within 4 squares can't use the effective equipment, generate a blocking terrain marker, or remove a non-debris marker within 4 squares, or place an adjacent character up to 4 squares away from their current square. Those are all good effects.
No, it is, but it's just too random. It's just so hard. Even I realize it is free, but yeah, it's just too random. I guess if you're paying it for free, I guess Prime White Tiger is probably going to play.
All right, Bloodstone, something that doesn't die easy and that you kind of keep back. Mine is currently on Predegaton, but I also like it on the Legacy Daredevils.
Going through.
Yeah, I agree.
Who I have it on. I usually put it on my Chair Panther. The reason why is he has 5 clicks, so like they have to really invest to KO him, and if not, then I'm gonna regen with him.
Yeah, and you keep him back.
Yeah, that's where it's been.
I was gonna say Death Metal, honestly. If I'm not putting the broadsword on her or the longsword +1, so.
Yeah, it's not a bad option.
Another good option, it's something you can do, and is you can give it to Simon Garth because this way you're able to really choose when he dies to create that grave marker with regen.
That is something you can do. Yeah. You can also put this next thing on Simon Garth. It's the Serpent Crown.
I was actually looking at that. It'd be hilarious. I figured I can mind control people. Crimson Gem. The Crimson Gem with Simon Garth. Because now adjacent opposing characters can't mind control him. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a thing you can do. Let's make him more expensive.
Yeah. Agatha's crown serpent. The serpent crown. For me.
The new one from Collector's Trove?
Yeah.
What's her interaction? You can't do her thing from the marker, can you?
No. But you're able to if you're going to be able to attack with her. Because you can TK her up. You're able to really...
Yeah, that's a good answer. I didn't have one for this one either.
Yeah, I guess that's a good answer. Something with a lot of range or really mobile. I mean, adding mind control and willpower to something for 10 points, I mean, that's better than bad.
If you have Chthon on her, she's going to have a 5 range, and so you're able to TK her up and sidestep her. And so she'll be at square 5, 6, 7 with a 5 square reach. So you almost get full map with her, and then you can bloop her back in your starting area. So
I guess my thing is kind of like the cube is that you're using it so that you can exploit, being able to pulse wave somebody or something like that. But it's not always going to be ideal. Like they're not going to have those powers that you're going to need to use at that time. So paying 10 points, because I don't think there's a playable Namor right now. Atlantis and Hyborian, obviously not Hyborian. And there's no one with Atlantis is even in Modern, is there? Besides Namor's?
No, but it's given Agatha willpower too. So that's the most important part. Is that you're able to also give her the mind control, but you're also giving her willpower, regardless of being able to choose the close or the range.
I don't like making her 80 points though. I guess is for a chance at doing. I guess the willpower is not bad, but still you're not attacking with her that much anyway because she's support.
Well, she is, but this gives her an opportunity to be an attacker as well. So it's giving her that willpower and the mind control to where, she is an attacker with Chthon, she's gonna be a 12 for 4.
And not for nothing, she's still precision strike. It's 11-3, but it's still precision strike.
She's an attacker.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, and she can move herself with those markers. Either you're placing to them to attack, or you're placing to them after you've attacked to bounce back somewhere.
So you think it's worth putting her at 80 points to play that on her?
I don't know if I played the Serpent Crown on her, but I mean, the Serpent Crown is probably the thing that I would look at the least because I just don't. Well,
the only reason why the main reason why is giving her willpower.
Yeah.
So you're able to really take those tokens off of her.
All right, we're going to the next one. How would you rank the current OMA tentpole figures in modern age? 300-point Kong, 200-point Kong, Trigon, Ultra Chase Collector, etc. Feel free to add any others that apply. So I went with Collector, Trigon, 300-point Kong, 200-point Kong.
No, I have a Collector. Then we have 200-point Kong. And then you're going to do 300-point Kong. And then Trigon. I'm going to have Kongs both over Trigon.
Really?
I think it's because Kong can attack twice a turn. I think that's the big deal. Like Trigon, maybe slightly. He
so
can
if you look at a 300-point Kong versus a 300-point Trigon, the 300-point Kong will win. You look at a 200-point Kong versus 200-point Trigon, 200-point Kong will win.
Yeah, this isn't a battle royale with those figures, though. You're talking about just in modern age.
So you're looking at the tentpoles, and so you look at the Kongs. Kong's able to just heal up ridiculously, get those double actions. And
so you're not. You have to go with the meta right now. You're not healing.
Yeah.
You're not healing.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're still having Kong's place.
1 out of 32. Right.
And
but unfortunately, I don't think we had any Trigon's place either, though.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did. We won.
No,
okay.
Kongs, Kongs are going to just be... The reason why you're seeing is because you can't heal. But Kongs, even while it was still legal the last... Not this weekend, but we had 200-point Kong and 300-point Kong making cut.
Yeah, but the whole thing is different now. You're not healing, so they're not viable at those big. The only reason I put 300-point Kong above 200-point Kong is that you have a chance to maybe just beat the shit out of whatever has the Bloodstone, so you can start healing.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I think too. Yeah, I don't think Trigon is a good tent pole at all against the meta. If you're doing it at meta, you're gonna build with Kong before you build with Trigon. Collector is easily the top, though. I mean, easily. It's not even close.
Ultra Chase Collector, 200-point Kong. Trigon, 300-point Kong.
Why'd you go with that?
Because 200 points of Collector and 200 points of Kong, you can still build around them. Obviously. Yeah. And Trigon and 300-point Kong are kind of the same thing to me. I get it, go after the Bloodstone and kill them, but they're going to beat some teams just because you can't get through them. And they're going to automatically lose to some other teams because they just get out-actioned. At least with the 200-point ones, you've got an ability to kind of offset that last part of the getting out-actioned.
Mm-hmm. Dan, what do you
have? Collector, 200-point Kong, the 300-point Kong, and Darkside.
Over. Okay.
I think Darkseid's still got legs in Modern. It's just he's just one of those where it's like it's the timing of like what's out there because he's not really healing. He's just really hard to deal with. But
we did have one Darkseid played in Mexico, and he was last place.
Are you not big on Trigon then at all, Dan?
He's like his 200-point line just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not what I think it should be for 200 points. Is the thing, because it's impervious, it's sidestep, and it's pulse wave. Yeah, it's 7 range and he shoots through hindering, but it's just not the same type of thing as if I'm building around like a 200-point Kong or a 200-point Collector. It just doesn't have that same level of like versatility.
I wouldn't even look at Trigon at 200 points.
No.
So that's more or less what I'm thinking about is that like what he offers at 200 points. If would I build around that and not as much as 200-point Kong? No.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree with that.
All right, what are you hoping from tomorrow's Behind the Booster live event with Scott Porter and WizKids? I'd like to see gameplay.
Cool.
I totally forgot about that. Sadly, I'll be busy, so I'm not gonna be able to watch it.
Yeah, I'll be at work.
Yeah, I'll have to catch it after, or on my lunch break or something. So.
I didn't know about it till literally the second, so thanks, McConnell.
Posted about it a lot today.
They did, yeah.
All right,
some of us are busy at work this week.
Oh yeah, Pete's the only busy working guy.
Or the next 2 weeks. Okay, so.
Whenever you
Pete have this, he's on inpatient for 2 weeks.
About how you work so hard. That's the only thing I can think of.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
All right, this Saturday.
You guys are really not nice tonight.
This Saturday, March 1st, will be the 2v2 event. Wait, is that this Saturday already? Jeez.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. All right. This Saturday, March 1st, will be the 2v2 event at Highlander Games in New Jersey. Where's the outlet? Looking forward to seeing what people play and having some fun games. So I'm looking forward to covering it. I think 2v2s are really, really fun. So message me with any details you can think of, and we can add it to the recap. But I like the 2v2 events. I think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
All right, then we have Luminati. Do you dream in color or black and white? I stopped dreaming a long time ago, Lou.
I don't dream, so this is where it's going to get really philosophical. Is that whenever I go to sleep as you mortals shit, I actually transport myself into the multiverse, and so all jokes aside, I've actually had a consistent dream during the last 5 years where it continues off from where I wake up.
Gordon Ramsay holds bread against your head and just yells.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, no, that's literally last night. My wife woke up with 2 pieces of bread and just seriously just did this.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Yeah, no, but I've actually had my dreams literally continue from, and they're both in color and black and white, depending.
They continue? Like you have like an ongoing where you wake up and then you go back to sleep and it continues?
Yeah, so if I actually have like where my normal hours of sleep, I actually go to sleep in my dream. It's weird.
That is weird.
I've talked about I can't even explain. It's freaking weird. Yeah, it's
what the hell is going on tonight?
And it's usually like about like choices where you actually have like an option, and so it's me like doing something that opposite of like what I did for a decision. It's really weird.
But not the weirdest thing you've told us today.
Nah, it's yeah, I'd withhold some information.
Pete, what do you got?
This has been the most emo podcast that we've had. Rebin doesn't dream and hasn't done it for a while. And Dan wants to hang out with dead people.
Well, because his forehead's so big. He doesn't dream. He has movies, okay?
Wow.
Jeez.
Most people dream in color. That's the thing that I got from
you're just pulling out a statistic on this one? Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't honestly remember most of it.
Now, Dan,
I'm not one that holds on to mine. Like, you guys remember your dreams? Some people do, some people don't. I don't.
I do.
I have to write mine down. I have a dream journal.
Dan, you're not old enough to dream in black and white, are you?
No, I dream in full color. Mine's like a Claude Monet painting, basically.
HD.
So is it like full 4K HD or is it Technicolor?
Oh no, it's 4K and HD. All like it's. Have you seen a Claude Monet painting?
No.
Dan, do you know what Technicolor is?
I do. Yes. God,
It's that Dreamcoat, right?
Do you know why they're called movies?
That I don't know.
That's because movies is a moving picture, because that's what it was. Yeah, that's why it's
All right, we're gonna finish this up with the last question by William Day Roker. Nope, we're gonna move on to the last question right now to Williams right here. Miles seems to think he can make anything meta. I want to see him make a team with the Iconics pointing Spider-Man as the focal point. Not necessarily because it is impossible, but more so that it will amuse me to see how many times a judge has to be called to figure out what the hell is going on.
I do not claim that I can make everything meta. See, this is the same thing a lot of people go, no, I make things that are underlooked. I can't make bad figures good.
No, the Spider-Man are just bad.
We've said many times that this is the only bad Iconics that's ever been made.
Yes.
And of course, they had to pick Spider-Man. They're like,
people try and give me challenges, but I'm like this. No, you're not going to set me up to fail. Okay, there's pieces that I have defended. Like people said that Chase Torch was bad. And normally, yes, but on the right team, it worked. I proved it. If I will defend a piece if it is actually good. There's no way that piece is playable.
Nope.
No one sets Miles up to fail, except for Miles.
Except for Miles.
That's very true. All right, final thoughts. Let's go, Miles.
Yeah, this is it's been a great episode. I'm looking forward to traveling and hopefully the surgeries go good. I'm not gonna have the kids or the wife in California. It's gonna be me taking care of my old man. It's gonna be weird, so I'm gonna put his ass to bed and get some clicks in.
All right.
20 baby hours.
Dan?
I've got a lot of stuff to do before I leave for Florida.
Okay.
Is that this weekend?
No, it's
next
weekend.
weekend. But I still have too many things to do before this.
Yeah, it just like
so
flew
Spider-Verse
up.
is going to be legal?
No.
If the pre-release is this week?
No.
No, it's the next week, so it's Sunday, Monday, but it won't be legal.
Oh, okay. I thought. Oh no, yeah.
It'll be legal the following one.
Yeah.
Pete?
Uh-huh.
Do you have a thought that's final?
I'm just happy Pete's still with us.
I'm in a survive, not thrive mode here. That's what I'm doing. We're not excelling. We're just getting by. But we'll survive it, as we always do. But I am looking forward to Sealed this next week so I can get all of my commons. My 2 common and uncommon and rare boosters.
Yeah, I do hope you're able to make it for that, and I hope I play you.
It's what happens.
Then I hope I play Bookwood.
Although the commons are pretty fun in this set, so I'm not that upset.
The fur is great in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man sets are always our favorite to play sealed in.
And I'll hopefully get the guy that you can roll the D8 on and never roll above a 2. That's my final thought.
All right, thanks. I'm super excited for ChampionClix Open Main Event next weekend. We definitely need a vacation, so just looking forward to seeing everyone else that's making it out there as well. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!
I'm so